This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this big-time Monday, August 21st, 2023, this sports program starts right now. Football! Happened this weekend. A lot of teams playing players that we know. A lot of teams resting players that we don't know. There's joint practices still taking place. There's canceled joint practices taking place. There's preseason games in abundance. And I can't help but think to myself, we are just
17 days
away from actual NFL football, and we can't wait. Let's go. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. We enjoyed it. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and Connor's Mullet. Ty Schmidt is here looking very dapper. And one half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here, and we'll be diving into all of the NFL storylines. We'll have the great Rapoport, Rap Sheet, joining us in the third hour today. Cannot wait for that. Andrew Whitworth, former offensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals and Super Bowl champion with the Los Angeles Rams, now with Amazon, will be joining us with Fisher Price.
Oh, okay.
There's a big announcement today.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Some toys?
Bingo.
Love Fisher Price.
That. Basketball hoop?
No, these things are out today. They made one of, these are called Little People.
Holy shit, is that you?
Yeah, this is me. They made a little person me here, you know what I mean?
Whoa.
Obviously, good fluff on the hair, nice tank top, little roughed up jeans there, little person me they sent to me. Thank you very much, Fisher Price. And I think they are doing this for a fantasy football league as well. If you enter to win, you got to go to Mattel Creations, but they got a bunch of team ones. They're $25. They're available right now at MattelCreations.com. There's a Pittsburgh Steelers one. Tone Diggs they sent to us. Shout out to them for sending that to Tone. There's a Go Pack Ghost, Green Bay Packers one. Boom. And then there's a Patriots one. Boom. Nobody's going to buy that.
Wow.
But nonetheless, these things are $25 at Mattel Creations. I believe Andrew Whitworth's going to be coming on to chit-chat about them. I feel like we just did our thing there, right? We just promoted the shit out of this.
I love these things.
Right? We just did it.
I think we killed that.
That's what I'm saying. I think we just, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to have to prove this to a bunch of people once we go on to ESPN whenever, you know, some bigger named humans that we are not able to reach are going to come on the program. We're going to have to sell some of their stuff.
Yep.
It's like Super Bowl Radio Row basically all year potentially. I think we just fucking crushed it with that.
Absolutely. Nothing better than a new thing of toys.
Dude, $25 too for that entire thing?
Football?
Is it available at a store? No. Who goes to stores anymore? Nobody.
Idiot.
Go to MattelCreations.com. That's MattelCreations.com to get yours today.
Yeah. I thought it was metal. I thought that's what you were saying.
No, Mattel. I did not know Mattel and Fisher Price were the same.
Me neither.
I did not.
That's a big conglomerate. That's almost a monopoly on the whole baby toy thing.
Are they the ones that killed Toys R Us?
I think everybody killed Toys R Us. I think you killed Toys R Us. I think you killed Toys R Us. I think you
I
killed Toys R
went
Us.
there, I picked the slip out. I said, "Can I have my video game, sir?"
Yeah, and for people who don't know, Mattel is the company that we all know of, but they do good stuff. But for the people who don't know, what would you maybe say they do in particular?
Oh, they're
toy
kids.
company.
This is a baby kids.
Probably the biggest one on the.
Oh, Connor, you didn't know that.
I had no idea.
Okay, I love that. I absolutely love that. Mattel and Fisher Price are the toys for like little children.
Ah, okay.
Andrew Whitworth's coming on for a little children toy thing.
Okay. I'm caught up to speed.
Yeah, those who have not been around children or have any kids, I can understand how you might not have a clue what the hell that is.
No idea.
Yeah, and me about 3.5 months ago probably had no idea either, but boy, you find out quickly once the little human comes in. These two motherfuckers run the world. Mattel and Fisher Price are everywhere. And if they miss on one item, guess what? You're going to go buy another one to see, hey, you guys got this thing figured out, right? Oh, my baby girl doesn't like this particular rattler, but you get her another one. Oh, now she's in it all day. That's what Mattel and Fisher Price kind of got you.
Oh, and that's what that boy on YouTube opens up presents and stuff.
That boy was really doing it.
Yeah.
What was it? 8-year-old boy
Right.
was
Young
opening
boy.
those toys and making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
All right, we'll dive into all the storylines around the NFL. We will certainly have a lot to say about all of it. Everybody seems to look good in the NFL. There's only been a couple teams that have not looked, Buffalo Bills. There's only been a couple teams that have not looked great, but doesn't mean we're worried about any teams. It is what it is. But this year has had some more storylines kind of develop. We're all very excited to dive into all of them. Obviously, AJ Hawk will join us in the second hour as well. But the big story of the weekend, and I think we all agree with this.
Oh, yeah.
This sport that has become ours now,
Yep.
soccer,
Right.
Of course.
we got the best player on earth.
Yep.
By far.
We're going to win a World Cup,
Yeah.
What?
and it's our sport now.
Hell yeah.
This weekend, there was a tournament that took place, a finals that took place of a thing that we didn't know existed until this weekend, or maybe a couple weeks ago, whenever the greatest player of all time joined it. Leo Messi has just continued his dominant reign over the entire soccer world. Now, I saw highlights of him back in the day whenever he was playing for Barcelona, and whenever he was doing his thing. Very similar to what he's doing right now.
Very much.
So we got the world saying, well, this is what happens when you go play in a farm league. It's like, he did this to your leagues.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's just doing it here.
For years.
And now it's in a country where it's our sport now.
Sorry. Yeah, people watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us to chit-chat about the soccer takeover that it has been with old Leo Messi and Apple that's seemingly making a great play on investing on this guy. Our soccer aficionado, one half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, Bobby Gumpina.
Guys.
Gumpy, good to see you, pal. You look fantastic. A little bit of a different background for you there, just the old school green screen. I like it, going rugged on this Monday.
Yeah, the old background isn't working this morning. Classic Monday. You know how it goes.
Oh, the background's got a case of the Mondays. Let's talk about something that is not I got a case of the Messies. I'm watching this soccer. I'm watching these tournaments. What did he just win? Does it matter? And what does this mean for the MLS as a whole, Gump?
I mean, we all know it's just Messi being Messi. Like, he's the GOAT. Everyone knows it by now. That's just what it is. That's how it goes.
What's this guy doing?
And the other thing is,
The hell?
Let's go! Gumpy's back! Back on there! Gumpy's back! Love you, Gumpy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a celebration. I wish I mute his phone. Yeah, I mute his phone. The our friend, our family member, one half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys, old Gumpy, was deported for 446 days.
Whoa.
And as of Saturday evening, when he caught a red eye from Victoria to Toronto and sprinted through the fucking airport in Toronto to make the flight, he's all the way back. Gumpy, we fucking love you.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Now, Gumpy is back for good, is what we're being told.
Whoa.
Legally.
Okay.
Yeah, he is back legally.
Huge.
Yeah, so get ready to hear a cackle that you have never heard before if you're new to the program. If you do not know who this Gumpy character is, you thought this show was toxic. Just wait until this Canadian ship painter with no college degree, which did become quite a conversation piece through this whole immigration process, is back on the mic. Gumpy, what a time, pal.
Welcome home, Gumps.
there we go. Now we're back. Now we're back.
that.
Slow start.
Hey, great to see you. Thankful you're back. Messi won. Do we care?
Oh, yeah. He's the GOAT.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we just did all that to get you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats to Messi, though.
Way to go, Messi.
10 goals, 7 games. Is that good?
You tell me.
They haven't lost. They're the Leagues Cup champion. What is this Leagues Cup? What does this mean?
It's just the Mexico League and the MLS League middle of the season, but they'll get cooking now in the regular league and make a push for the playoffs. Got to make it.
They're still in dead last in the MLS?
Yeah, they got 14 games to make it.
Okay, well, I don't think they're ever going to lose.
Yeah, they're going to win 14.
Yeah, I feel like they're not going.
They went to 10 penalties the other day to win the Leagues Cup, and their goalie rifled one top shelf. And then the other goalie, Gump.
Guys not score a penalty with a helmet on. That's how it goes. Those are the rules.
He was a little kid.
Those are the rules,
He was a little
dude.
kid goalie.
Yeah, he had a helmet on. Like, he looked like Peter Cech out there.
Nice.
Yeah, and the other goalie that did not have the helmet. And hey, listen, you do what you got to do. And if it gets to the 10th penalty, nobody was expecting anybody to make any. But then whenever the Inter Miami goalie rifles one, and then he's in net, and the guy has the helmet on, you just assume that the mentally tougher one here is the guy that just scored and rocketed a ball, and then he makes the stop. They celebrate. They go crazy. League's Cup champion. Did we know that existed? No. But here we are. We're the chomps.
Unbelievable.
All I heard is we beat Mexico.
Yeah.
Boom.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Suck it,
Again.
Mexico.
And again.
Again.
What?
It's our sport now. Speaking of our sport, football. You know, Gumpy's return is not just something that we've been eagerly awaiting. No. It's been something that's been eagerly awaited around the world. Gumpy, we're going to have to figure out your microphone thing back there for sure. That's going to have to become something that is easily figure-outable, which we assume it will be. But there is a message from one of the NFL head coaches, more specifically the Miami Dolphins, a message from the head coach about our friend Gumpy returning.
Gumpy, what is up? Okay, we are about to go to practice right now, but all I can fixate on is the adversity that you've overcome. They kicked you out. You're back. Okay, you didn't blink. Okay, just let the rest of the shipyard know it's fins up. Fins the F up time. Can't wait to hear you. Love the show. YOLO.
Love that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Gumpy, he was excited. Whenever we sent a message out, we said, hey, is there any way we could get a video for Gump coming back? Coach McDaniel, I heard, was like, yes, absolutely. Fins up. Let's go do this thing. They love you down there in Miami, Gumpy.
That was unbelievable, man. I mean, the journey back, I've missed you guys, like, just yesterday, like, having dinner with you, Pat, and just being here this morning. Like, I can't explain how much it means to me to be back with you guys. Like, 446 fucking days, dude. Like,
we thought it was going to be 3 weeks.
We were told a month,
Yep.
3 months
Jesus.
tops.
Yeah, at most.
Living out of a suitcase for a fucking year, dude. Like, I cannot explain how happy I am to fucking be back with the lads, man. It's so awesome.
Hey, we welcome home, buddy.
Yeah.
Gumpy also caught a 10-year ban in there as well.
That's right. Yeah, it wasn't just 3 months.
He did.
Yeah, it wasn't just 446 days. There was also a lot of adversity behind the scenes with a lot of paperwork. 3 different law firms,
What?
3 different ineptitude kind of situations with the immigration offices in D.C.
Very.
And then, had to shake some hands, do our thing.
That's right.
Got pushed through. Our guy.
Yep.
You're good for a few years, I've been told.
3 years, we're cooking.
You're allowed to drive. You got a car.
Real life.
You could-
We're gonna have a real life out here.
Yeah, yeah, you can completely legal. Now we did learn that there was some times where we were operating maybe a little bit illegally under the immigration laws,
Everyone does.
but that's strict. Not everyone. Well,
COVID. It was COVID.
Yeah.
COVID.
It was
happened,
COVID. We didn't know what was happening.
and that's the first time ever. And I mean, border gets shut down. So I mean, there's quite a gray area there that I feel like anybody with some sort of brain would have been able to see through. But some of these letters I was getting from our United States government about our filing for Kyle Cathcart were not positive.
No, not at all.
We're talking actual sass, like
Yeah.
in the paragraph, like actual pizzazz on the, you think this process is for a sports show, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, this person's done some research on us.
Yeah.
And this person does not like us
At
for
all.
some reason, it felt like. So there was a lot of moments of like gloom and doom and everything like that. But here we are. You're going to be back for the season. The Dolphins are going to be good, right?
Obviously, of course. No worries at all.
It might be in that group of teams that doesn't look.
Do you have no worries at all?
I worry about our offensive line. Everyone's talking about the Jets' O-line. Our O-line is, in fact, could be cheeks as well.
Oh, cheeks.
Oh, no.
Oh, now when the internet starts saying something's cheeks, you know it's real. Obviously, we heard that about Malik Cunningham.
Yep.
His senior year at Louisville or his junior year at Louisville, whichever year he decided to declare after. And Gumpy, obviously, every time we get a chance to chat with you, normally it's about soccer. The soccer world also wanted to welcome you back. Friend of the program, obviously, Tony Miola.
What?
Hey, Grumpy. What's up, man? It's Tony Miola. Welcome back to the U.S., man. See you soon.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Tony. I was watching Tony late night last night while fucking doing the St. Louis game.
Play that one more again.
Hey, Grumpy. What's up, man? It's Tony Miola. Welcome back to the U.S., man. See you soon.
Nailed it.
Tony.
He sent us another one
He
with
did.
Gumpy.
Yeah,
you know?
he did, but that
He
one.
was like, let's get it right. I'm like, much better. Not.
Yeah.
No.
You nailed it.
It was amazing. Everybody's pumped your back, pal.
Thank you, brother. Like I said, I mean, I fucking love you guys, man. This is surreal to be back in this spot. Like, where I'm supposed to be. Like this is fucking awesome, boys.
First day in the Thunderdome, too. What's your thoughts?
Unbelievable. I mean, we got a good pump in this morning. We were fucking, hey, all is well, man. All is well.
Just like, in a couple years, we'll look back on those 446 days as if it was just a blip in the radar.
Yeah.
That's right.
It won't count as that much length of time later whenever we think back.
Sure.
But boy, there were some bad days.
Yes, very.
There were some days where we thought you had no shot. The one lawyer actually told him, fucking go.
Yeah.
He said, just go try to make a run for it.
Just try.
Go ahead. Go, just take him this this email we just sent you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just go right into basically the courtroom and then just tell him, yeah, it's supposed to happen. Maybe they'll let you go. And then he walked right into a courtroom and he ended up being on trial for a 10-year ban.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just 7 a.m., wake up. Oh, I'm going to go.
I might.
This lawyer says I'm getting back to America. I'm walking in.
Right now.
By 9 a.m., he thinks he's actually going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets delivered news he has a 10-year ban. And then he's back on a ferry back to his hometown, 9:45 a.m. It's like, what a fucking wild.
Crazy 3
And
hours.
that was when I lost hope. I want to let you know.
Yeah,
yes.
it was dark days. I remember that FaceTime with you because we thought I was coming back. And I was like, dude, within like 2 hours, I thought I was coming here. I was back on a ferry back to fucking Victoria, like
With
2
a 10-year
hours.
ban.
Yeah, the guy was like, you got a 10-year ban. Now we're going to ask you to answer all these questions and take the plea or take the oath or whatever. I'm like, I got a 10-year ban. I'm not answering anything. Just fucking send me back.
Yeah, that's smart. Hey,
Yeah.
smart.
Good move.
I saw some lawyers on X and Twitter put some videos out of what you should say whenever people start questioning you. Shut the fuck up. Do you remember that video?
Oh, yeah, all the time. There's the please shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Once again, shut the fuck up.
That's what Gumpy did.
Yes, he did.
And it's crazy because the highs were really high. There was like 4 or 5 different times Gumpy was back in like 7 to 8 days.
Coming home.
And then all of a sudden we would get a letter that was like 10 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
And it was beautifully laid out in detail on why Kyle Cathcart is not coming back.
Listen, we're not just going to let your buddy into the country, okay? It doesn't work like that.
Lady said that.
Yeah.
That was one of the answers we got. Oh, so you're friends with Pat McAfee. Okay, thanks. Let us tell you about our laws, pretty much. I'm like, God damn, I don't know. Because social media and like his job, what his job is, these dinosaurs
No idea.
have no clue that it's an actual job. He's an internet splunker. What does that even mean? Why would that be?
Well, it's a very important job.
He worked 15 years at the shipyard, though, so that should be able to get him in.
Got good grit.
Yeah,
the guy's got
exactly.
good grit.
Well, we're going to need a 10 to 15-year breakdown on what Kyle Cathcart has contributed to TV, and then we can go from there.
We got letters. The amount of emails and letters we got from the vast amount of people from different buckets that have encountered Gumpy. We're talking WWE people and high-ranking.
Oh, yeah.
High-ranking people
Big
from
fish.
pretty much everywhere writing like in support of Gumpy. And we all kind of thought, and Gumpy, I apologize that this is the case, but I thought, man, Gumpy must have like some sort of something on his file.
Yeah. He killed somebody 15 years ago.
demons in his closet. He did attack
Had
a
to be
very
something.
high-ranking health official for years and years.
Yeah, I understand he went after Mike Florio for a bit, but I'm just saying, like, I think, like, there was moments where I'm like, man, why are they being so mean to Gumpy right now with everything else going on? So we just assumed that you potentially did have something that you haven't told us about, and we didn't want to ask you about it because it was uncomfortable. We just assumed that was the case. That was the case. They were literally just kind of like, nah, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Get him out.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about the immigration process, and I'm not going to say we're going to be the face of changing it. We are never going to deal with that again.
Never.
We are just going to go ahead and go the opposite direction. But we are very thankful for Devin Brooker.
Devin Brooker,
Devin Brooker
Yep.
of Gallagher's office.
Yep.
Beast.
Gallagher Beast.
Gallagher Beast.
Beast.
Yeah.
Beast.
Real
Gallagher
dog.
stepped up huge here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Gallagher is a fucking dog.
Yeah,
He
that's
is.
my president.
I don't think he's running for president. He's so focused on beating China.
the Czech
Bombs.
That is literally all he does all day, every day. He is in there,
Yes.
trying to defeat them. But also some members of his office listened to the program, and they kind of heard what was going on, and they kind of, I don't want to say led, but they did. They were like, hey, we'll do this. Let's do this. You guys got to do this. And then we did some politicking pretty much.
Yeah,
We shook some hands. And that guy got Gumpy back into America alongside his office. So we appreciate the hell out of it.
Hell yeah.
Gallagher's like a Sean McVay. He's in that umbrella, but it's in politics. Like, I could see that guy coaching for the Rams for a week and then being a head coach of the Browns or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He got good energy.
Good energy, smart guy.
Gets it.
Can have a beer with him.
Right.
We'll love to see that defensive plan against Chi-Com.
Yeah, he's got one. Bro, he's got
a lot of blitzes.
He's got a dry race board. We're going to run a little inverted twist here. Going to man zone over here. I heard there's some real stuff popping off of them, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that?
Always.
Who he is.
Yeah, the godless, soulless Chi-Com.
Oh, yeah.
The CCP is not sleeping, my friend.
Every single day.
No, like some real stuff starting to pop off, I think, with like boats entering, like our potential.
Oh, yeah. That international water she explained about with Taiwan, and how that whole situation is, I believe that has turned quite sour.
They won't win.
Well, if Mike Gallagher is on the case, I got faith, and we appreciate him for getting our guy back. Also, a man named Alex Jarvis. Not supposed to say names probably with these people. But he was a dog.
He was great.
Happened to be on the same plane as him. And then that plane got delayed for like 3 hours. And we were sitting right next to each other. And I was just giving a full-on, because he works in D.C., has worked there for a long time. And I was laying it on him. Oh, this is your fault. So, like, everything that has happened is your fault. We do this with ESPN. You should see us talking to representatives from ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
About, this is your fault. So you've been there a long time. This is under your watch. Well, same thing with this guy. I said, we've been trying to get our buddy in. He's the only human on earth that can do the job that he does. Only one. I'm not taking an American's job away. This is literally an American dream story. And for some reason, your fucking town, I told this guy, doesn't want this to take place, but everything else we got going on isn't there. He actually put it upon himself too. I got a text 4 days later from this guy. How do you get my number? I don't know. He works over there.
Yeah.
He sends me a text. He's like, hey, I looked into your buddy. Let's do this whole thing. So big thanks to everybody that kind of dove in on this thing. And we got our guy back. And Gumpy, you're going to make our show better. You're going to make our life better. And you're going to make this football season better. Hell yeah, Bubba Gumpy. Welcome back to America, buddy.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait to watch Hammer Down with you boys in the studio. You guys are going to be wild out there.
Whoa.
All right, let's dive into some of the news around the NFL. Basically, whenever we say that everybody's good, it does feel like everybody's good. Let's start in the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers obviously hold a lot of weight in a lot of our hearts here because we're from Pittsburgh. And last week, the Pittsburgh Steelers took care of the Plum Youth football team who lost one of their members in a house explosion. And they were incredibly hospitable and nice. Everybody from TJ Watt to Kenny Pickett and everybody in between. Shout out to those guys for doing that. And shout out to Kenny Pickett seemingly becoming a dude. I don't want to say overnight, but the Matt Canada offense is appearing to let him do a lot more stuff. And him and Freiermuth connection right here is great. And Freiermuth bringing back the dab.
Love it.
Okay, the dab's back is what he said. I assume that most Yinzers will start doing it if they're going to keep scoring touchdowns. But them throwing the ball and opening it up with Kenny Pickett has been really fantastic to watch. And people are talking about the Steelers being a sneaky contender this year. Now, they were taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills did not look fantastic. Obviously, if Kenny Pickett's going to look very good, that means on the opposite side of the ball, that team's not going to look as well. I believe there was a running back, Warren, undrafted, who pulled away from the Buffalo Bills defense, and Kenny was kind of picking them apart. And on the offensive side of the ball, Josh Allen got sacked a few. This dude's undrafted. Hi. That's in one defense for the Buffalo Bills. And I'm not saying that it was problematic for the Bills, but the Steelers looked much better than I think we could have guessed. The Bills didn't look like what we think the Bills would look like. But as a Steelers fan, you got to be incredibly optimistic about what's going down.
The preseason so far has gone, through the first 2 games, has gone about as good as you can imagine it. And yes, it is only the preseason, but the last few preseasons, they've looked like dog shit. So and that's kind of turned into what the season's been for the offense. So it's really nice for them to come out and actually look fucking awesome. And every single person's been involved. Al Robinson's been involved. Deontay Johnson's been involved. Pickett to Pickens was last week. Freiermuth's been involved. Jalen Warren gets involved. Najee hasn't been involved yet. We'll see how that goes. The old line.
Whoa.
The old line has looked good. All the rookies who were balling out at camp have looked really good in the game, and it was good to see. That throw of Muth was over Matt Milano and Jordan Poyer, who are both All-Pro, Pro Bowler players. Are they trying their hardest? It's hard not to when you're on the field in preseason. I don't know, and Micah was there too.
Great dab.
Calvin Austin had a really good punt return against, and then the defense looked really good against Josh Allen. It was 14-0 after the first quarter, and it was as good as you could possibly imagine.
Herbig, he appears to be her good.
Yeah. Another. Dude. So he's basically they drafted him out of Wisconsin. Okay, T.J. Watt drafted out of Wisconsin.
Okay.
He's basically been his shadow. He's basically followed him around. He's not as tall. He's not as big as him, but he looks kind of like him coming off. It's been awesome, and it's only the preseason, but you would like them to look good in preseason, then look like shit in preseason.
Michael Lombardi said the misconception is that you don't have to be good at the beginning of the season. You can get hot late and win a Super Bowl. The Giants did that way back in the day with Coughlin. They almost fired Coughlin. Then they turned around. They beat the Patriots whenever they were undefeated in the Super Bowl. So you can just get hot late or whatever. And Michael Lombardi goes, you look at stats. The teams that are good at the end of the year are good at the beginning of the year. Now, there might be some people that obviously develop and grow more than other teams, but it's not like trash bags at the beginning of the year every single year are just becoming great teams. Something's flipping and the switch is going. So the Steelers looking good. I think Matt Canada, right? Huh?
It's been good so far.
Yeah.
I mean, he says he's calling the same stuff. I don't buy it. I don't fucking believe it.
But we're watching.
Yeah,
okay.
You can see the difference.
Unless Kenny Pickett's like, okay, fuck you, new play.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, awesome if that is what Kenny Pickett is doing.
He's been ripping it.
But there's a lot of optimism coming out of Pittsburgh, which is beautiful. Mark Caboli even put out a tweet. He said, normally I'm a negative prick. But, Kenny Pickett has looked phenomenal.
Really good.
And the way he's handled himself, obviously, we've seen in the offseason, he's drinking beers with the boys at Luke Combs. They got an offense where he's able to open it up. He's making all the plays. They seem to have swag, and Moxie Tomlin is always going to have the boys in every single game. What if the Steelers go on a run? Now the AFC North is problematic. Let's talk about another division that is problematic. The NFC East appears to have, some very, very, very sound football teams.
Yeah. Yes.
Philadelphia Eagles and Philadelphia Eagles, we assume they're going to be great. Still the same offensive line. Jalen Hurts is still there. AJ and Devontae are there. Siriani's there. They got better on defense. Philadelphia Eagles obviously going to be the favorite until they're not. But how many years has it been since the same person has won back-to-back NFC East titles?
I believe after last year it was 17 in a row.
So they passed that. They passed that title around a little bit, and we've seen the bottom of the NFC East. Not that far in recent history, where a team that was like 7-9 ended up going into the playoffs because they won the NFC East or whatever. But this year, if you look at what the Giants are doing right now, now I know it's just preseason, and we have to preface that with every conversation. But Daniel Jones, another year in the same offense, being able to pick apart people and also just sling it. And he's got Darren Waller, obviously, out of the Raiders camp, and they seem to have a great relationship together, and how could you not with how big Darren Waller is? But every ball that Daniel Jones threw was a dart, perfect spiral, and he seems very comfortable in the offense. They got Saquon back at a different rate, obviously, than all parties were expecting. Are the Giants not being talked about at all? Because the Jets, because the Eagles, because everything like that. The Giants are going to be a problem this year. I cannot wait to watch old Danny Dimes on a brand new contract and another year in Wink's defensive system. That team's going to be fucking good, I think.
Yeah, and another thing Lombo said to us, too, was like, yeah, sure, you can't really point directly at stats, but you can point at what the team's doing as a whole. Like, the Giants are really good throwing the ball and rushing the passer, so I assume that is something that they're probably going to be really good at, just like the Steelers when the regular season comes around. Now, who knows if Jaylen Warren is, ripping off a, 70-yard run. But if they're good at those things in the preseason, to Lombardi's point, that is the stuff that translates to the regular season. The Giants feel like one of those teams, and it was kind of similar to the playoffs against the Vikings, where everyone loved the Giants against the Vikings in that playoff game. And you almost get, jinxed on it. Like, if everyone loves them, I got to go Vikings. And now it's kind of a similar thing. You actually watch them play, and it's impossible not to think that they're going to be a really good football team.
Daboll is a great coach.
Yep.
Everybody loves Daboll. You hear all the ex-Patriot guys are like, if I was to play for anybody, it would be Daboll.
Yeah, love him.
Gronk said that. Edelman, I believe, was at camp the other day, kind of shouting out. I forgot that he had such a deep history with the Patriots organization.
Oh, yeah.
But, players love him. He's still driving that blue F-150, Bruce? Is Daboll still driving that blue F-150 or not?
Hell yeah, he is. And Mike Kafka's offense with the 12 personnel, Bellinger and Waller, it's looking awesome on that first drive.
You got to be pumped that everybody's talking about the Jets and not you guys, I guess, kind of quiet over there?
Yeah, flying under the radar. I mean, still dominating the city, but...
Well, I don't know if that's the case. Aaron Rodgers is starting in his final preseason game against the New York Giants. Excited to hear why. What did you say, a little footnote about how much money the tickets cost on the Jets side versus how much money they cost on the Giants side?
So 50-yard line, the Giants sideline's about $350, $400. You can get tickets on the Jets sideline for $130. So.
That's Giants fan right there.
Can of corn.
Wow. Just reminding people of who's been much better as of late, as opposed to this Jets hype train that's taking place. But I think every time I see Zach Wilson do Zach Wilson stuff,
man,
we're watching Pro Day Zach Wilson on NFL games.
Yeah.
Now, they're just preseason games. We have to preface that. But even if you see in Hard Knocks and the decisions that he's making around Aaron. Now, everybody's going to say that we dangle, from Aaron.
Of course.
But I think it's pretty obvious here that through osmosis, getting a chance to watch one of the greatest players of all time operate, not just on the field, in the meeting room, in the locker room, out of the building with your teammates, that type of stuff is just a priceless amount of information that Zach Wilson is getting funneled his way. And then whenever you see plays like this from old Zachariah Wilson, Uncle found it, jet blue, blue who? I am off. Little shimmy shake, gets the corner, could go out of bounds. Nah, give me a big shot. Boom, boom, boom. I believe they had a camera on Aaron, and I think at one point he said, get out there, because clearly could have got out of bounds. But this type of confidence and swagger, then you see his teammates celebrate with him. And then you think about where he was last year as a New York Jet, where the fans were booing him. His teammates fucking hated him. They were wearing somebody else's shirt at his position around the facility and traveling. Then you see this, it's like, wow, this guy's been reborn. This guy feels fresh. This guy could be the future of a franchise, and that's what we're getting from a preseason game. I couldn't even fathom how much better Zach Wilson's life is right now with zero pressure on him and getting a chance to actually learn from a player who's probably most similar to him, both on the field and off the field. What a time for the Jets. Good for Zach. And Aaron came out and said, I plan on playing like a few years, and then Zach runs this thing for 15 years, and then we're good for about 15, 18 years. So that's an interesting thing. So Aaron Rodgers is saying, I'm probably playing like 3 years here.
Yep.
They're going to have to pay Zach now. They're going to have to do that deal.
And Aaron.
But what a perfect,
Nice little handoff.
That's how Aaron's viewing it. Jets fans had to love hearing that. Packers fans, another 3 years of Aaron Rodgers. That's good news. Get to watch your guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, I can't imagine how freeing it is for Zach Wilson to be able, he can just go out there and have fun and play and kind of just like, he knows, like, okay, I just got to learn stuff. I just got to pick stuff up. And it's not the same, but like, you're looking at Jordan Love, like, clearly, guess what? Like, the osmosis thing is real. Like, yeah, we haven't seen him play in a regular season game, but, like, sitting behind one of the best quarterbacks ever, like, whether or not he's actually actively, there was the big thing when when Rodgers first got there, he's like, listen, I'll teach him stuff, but it's not my job to get him ready to play. Like, and I think Aaron took that to heart, and he's kind of, like, change that a little bit. Like, not obviously he's not trying to make sure that like Zach Wilson comes in and takes his job, but like he's very confident in himself, so he can let him know like, hey, on this, like we're looking for this. Like on Hard Knocks, he's every single thing they do. Like no, and Zach Wilson's credit too, like he's asking questions. He's not like kind of jaded because he's not the starter anymore. I think he did realize like, hey, BYU, like, yeah, I was the big man on campus there, but, like, it's different when you go play in New York and you're expected to be the savior of a franchise. And now he's got a guy who is
potentially the actual.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you can just be like, hey, so even if it's, like, little trivial stuff that maybe he thinks he should know, like, why'd you do this or what should I do here? And you can see just through a couple weeks, like, it's already paying dividends.
Well, you see Aaron's out at, like, Knicks games and Islanders games.
Oh, yeah. Plays.
Rangers games, plays with his teammates, going to his teammates' event. Like the reason why he went to that play is because somebody on the team
Uzama
is like an executive producer, yeah.
So he wanted that to just like show face, like, hey, I'm the quarterback of the team that you're on. We are teammates. I'm gonna show my face here. It's like those types of things that Zach Wilson can watch and be like, oh, these people need to know that you like care.
Yeah.
Got it.
Genuine time.
Yeah, like we're friends playing for each other, not just with and alongside of each other. Got it.
Okay.
Like those types of things, so you don't get that situation where it's, do you feel bad about how the offense is done? No, I don't get. Next question, shut up. And then the whole locker room's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And you can kind of nip that in the bud ahead of time if you're friends with people that aren't just in the quarterback room.
Sure.
If you're friends with defensive players like Aaron and Sauce, seemingly very, very tight, playing catcher for game. If you're friends with, the offensive linemen, they're probably going to care a little bit more. If you're friends with your wide receivers, you're probably going to be able to figure things out a little bit better. It's like those things I wish Andrew Luck got to see Peyton do it. Not that Andrew Luck wasn't like that, but there's other things that you can watch too. Like Aaron telling a head coach, like, nah, don't like this play.
Yeah.
We're not running this play. Like Andrew didn't learn that until like second, third year, fourth year, where if he saw Peyton, I think he would immediately have known, like, okay, if I'm not comfortable with something, I'm able to say, nah, not doing it. And that's like something that quarterbacks are expected to do, especially if you're going to be great, as opposed to just always, kind of laissez-faire on every decision. It's like the rest of the team wants to see that too. So good for Zach, good for Aaron, good for the Jets, and good for you guys, back to your point. Jordan Love, huh?
Man.
Yeah.
This dude's a player. Everybody was coming after us thinking that we would not be Jordan Love supporters. I feel like we have been Jordan Love supporters, and watching him play, there's good reason that we've been Jordan Love supporters. We all remember his first training camp where the videos were being leaked of him just missing entire nets whenever he was trying to do an accuracy drill. Now he's in a bucket every time he's on camera, seemingly. The teammates love him. The Packers are going well with him. And against the Patriots, he's throwing fucking missiles.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, I assume, has won over all the Packers fans that were maybe thinking we're going to be in a transition year and a bad year. And what I'm seeing out of them, Packers fans might be the luckiest group of people of all time. Yeah. Once again, this is just a preseason game. But from Favre, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Compliment for him.
His playing career.
Playing football player. To Aaron, football career. To this guy, what a incredible run. Now, it was uncomfortable at every single one of those transitions.
Sure. You trended a lot.
It was not great. There was a lot of bad times. But what he's been doing, I think we all think, hey, there's a guy in Green Bay right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same deal. You try to temper expectations because it is just the preseason. But the more you watch him, the more I get excited about watching him once the season actually starts. Like that touchdown to Jaden Reed right there with the play action, like that reminded me of Rodgers. Like, and I just, with the ball placement, the way he carried out the play fake, like all that stuff. And it just, again, it goes back to what we were saying. Like, he very clearly, he was not ready to be a starting quarterback when they first drafted him, but he learned a hell of a lot, and he obviously has the skill set. He's got a big arm. He can move around. I think they're still going to figure out, they said that there's been some issues with the center, so they might end up having a new center once the season starts because he had a fumbled snap that wasn't really his fault. But outside of that, all the throws he's making, like, it's hard not to be like, he's a guy. He's ready to go. The Packers are going to be just fine this year.
Speaking of a guy, I think we all kind of forgot. Call that bitch my bodyguard. Yeah, that's my bodyguard. Drew Lock.
Oh, man.
Highlights all over the place in Seattle. Now, Geno Smith obviously just got paid, and that's his team. They had the number one offense in the NFL last year through the regular season. Seattle obviously surprised a lot of people. We see Pete Carroll last week fucking wheeling and dealing on the run, slicing and dicing. Drew Lock, same exact thing on the field. We forget, was supposed to be the future of the Denver Broncos franchise.
Elway's pick, right?
Hey, this is going to be, this is going to be our guy. One thing leads to another, one loss to another, erratic play, another year of wondering, is this our guy, is this our guy, is this our guy? Denver Broncos time kind of ended. He gets traded to Seattle, people are like, oh, here we go. Competition between Drew Lock and Geno Smith, although Pete Carroll seemingly was in Geno Smith's camp the entire time. But we forget about all that whenever we see throws like that. It's like Jackson Smith and Jigba, okay, probably going to be able to make some absurd catches in the NFL just like he was able to in college. But Drew Lock put that thing over a guy's shoulder in between threading a needle. What a ball.
Perfect.
What a fucking ball. This Seattle Seahawks offense was great last year, seemingly going to be great this year. And if anything happens to Geno, Drew Lock seems to have found his game again.
Him and
preseason football.
Preseason football. Him and Zach Wilson are almost identical as far as like how they came out. We're supposed to be the next guys. Kind of their play styles too and stuff like that. They didn't protect the ball. They have live arms because they can make every single throw. And now they're behind a guy where they can just kind of be free and like kind of return back to who they were kind of in college. It feels.
Yeah, just rapping on a sideline.
Yep.
Doing a little Jeezy.
Chilling.
You got to do what you got to do. And then if you go in there, this game plan was made for somebody that isn't you. Just kind of go ahead and expectations are nothing. But in that, you see these glimmers, and you're like, that's an NFL throw. That's an NFL throw. Like Kenny Pickett, that's an NFL throw. That's an NFL throw. There's so much optimism around the NFL, even with a guy who regressed so much from year one to year two that you thought maybe this guy's going to get kicked out of the league. Then you remind yourself, Well, he had a special teams coordinator and a defensive coordinator as his offensive coordinator, and that's probably Mac Jones is slinging it right now, huh?
Yeah, he looks good too. I mean, it's not at the extent of those other guys. Even Kenny, Jordan, I think they've had more moments. But yeah, he had 2 series this past week against the Packers. I think the biggest thing with the Patriots is that the majority of the rookies that they have all played unbelievably well. We've never really seen a situation with Pop Douglas where he's playing 2 snaps a game, he's getting 2 catches, and then they sit him down for the rest of the game. I mean, he's a 6th-round pick, and this dude is basically a made man already, 2 games rather, into the preseason. So there are things like that you see, and it's like, okay, Patriots aren't showing anything, and hopefully they just have this diamond in the rough. But this does feel to be Mac Jones' last chance because he's got all the pieces around him now.
I love this preseason.
Love it. Yeah.
Hate watching the games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they suck.
They are so bad.
The one last night was brutal.
Holy these highlights are sick.
They fun.
Are.
Yeah.
They are.
Highlights are sick.
Fun to watch.
But boy, watching through the low, we want to let you know, the low lights in these preseason games, if you're not watching, if you're like Darius fucking Butler,
Of course.
who's not watching any of these games.
Guy doesn't like football.
Not at all.
Nope.
Can't wait to have him right here and just be like, what do you don't even like football.
You don't even watch football.
You don't even like football. Preseason games are tough to watch. A lot more lowlights than highlights.
For sure.
But the highlights do give you that glimmer of hope. Kansas City Chiefs had Patrick Mahomes throw the ball 15 times.
Yep.
What?
Okay? 15 times, played a whole quarter. Travis Kelce's out there as well. Reigning Super Bowl champions, reigning MVP, playing a lot of time in preseason when in a lot of other places they're not playing at all. Patrick, though, I think feels like,
Oh, that looks normal.
yeah, I mean, this is a fucking Week 14 game here. Patrick Mahomes running to his right. Travis Kelce leaks into a wide open space. First down. Travis Kelce clears the space. Number 11.
MVS.
Yep. Kind of got it.
Ooh, that was kind of a...
That was a bit of a bomb.
There was a penalty.
Yeah, Isaiah Simmons got a late hit on Patrick Mahomes as well. He was throwing his body around out there.
Yeah,
safety.
This feels like it's Week 14 here with Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, they're going to score when Patrick Mahomes playing football, especially in preseason football. But Andy Reid's like, nah, we're doing this. In the Patrick Mahomes credit, into Travis Kelce and MVS, and the offensive line, because they're not going to put Patrick Mahomes out there without the starting offensive line. They're all just bought in. They had the shortest offseason. Make it to the Super Bowl, you have the shortest offseason, let alone quarterback and everything else. They're back in there doing it. This is a team that wants to win a dynasty. This is a team that somehow still has a chip on their shoulder. And this is a team treating preseason as if it's 1995 instead of 2023. We need to look out for these goddamn Chiefs being on a war path, seemingly, from day one. When other players are resting, they're choosing to play. Makes no sense. Make it make sense to me as an Indianapolis Colts fan that had a sold-out stadium. Lucas Oil was sold out.
Yeah, excited.
Really?
A lot of excitement.
Sold out.
Wow. Crazy.
It was fucking bananas. How fact. Now, Chicago Bears fans were there. They're probably like 35, 40% of the people there. A lot of orange.
Yep.
Actually, potentially affected a dog. I looked into
really?
this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did this at halftime. They had this dog show.
It was sick.
It was sick. I mean, this one dog jumped like 14 feet off your owner's back, little springboard. There was another dog that did like a jump off backflip thing off its human. It's
cool.
And then there was a dog that was trying to break a world record. And this dog and this dude, he hucked a Frisbee. Punters are punting balls. Kickers are kicking balls. Players are coming onto the field. I mean, it was a clusterfuck here. They saved this for last. Should have had it first when the field was the most cleared. This dude throws this thing. This dog catches it like 85 yards away. So full sprint, 85 yard, finds it in between players. Like Colts players are standing here, refs here. This dog goes. Dog runs all the way back. They're like, all right, now time for a world record. The field has filled up more.
Oh, yeah, so many people.
Field has filled up more. And this dude hucks this Frisbee 130 yards maybe.
Yeah.
And the dog starts sprinting. Then the dog can't find the Frisbee, so then the dog turns around.
Yeah.
Dog comes back one more time. Full field now. No way they should do this. We're all kind of watching like, maybe now's not the time to send a dog staring at the sky onto the field. This is the dog. This dog is a fucking beast, dude. This is the completion. Yeah, unbelievable.
Dog.
So the next one was 120 yards. Dog couldn't find it. I think the Frisbee was potentially getting lost with the Chicago Bears fan.
Yeah.
But we did not have Anthony Richardson on the field.
Nope.
We did not have any of our offensive linemen on the field. And that's the reason why. because the O-line didn't play, so they didn't want to put Anthony Richardson out there, obviously. But that whole stadium was there to see AR do one thing. And Colts fans were like, whoa, wait a minute. Who's playing? And then all of a sudden, Minshew Mania.
Oh, hell yeah.
Here we go.
Beast.
Threading the needle, doing his thing. Love that Minshew's on the squad. I don't know how our team's going to be because we didn't get to see a big question mark, which is the offensive line. That guy was going to huck that thing into the stands. I love that. That was his immediate thought. And Gardner Minshew put it right through that guy's arms on purpose.
Great ball.
And thought it was picked. We were right there, obviously. It was not. It was a touchdown. But, like, AR not playing at all, and the offensive line not playing at all, I assume it's because the joint practices, they were able to see it. But the whole stadium was there to see that fucking guy. And then you see Patrick Mahomes playing like a full quarter and a half. And it's like, are we making the right decision or what's going on? Who knows how they handle week 3?
Yeah, the amount of Anthony Richardson jerseys, shirts, kids wearing them, they were everywhere. And I was like kind of taken back almost because I don't know if I've ever really been to a preseason game. Definitely haven't on like a Saturday night like this one. Just being in the stadium and like looking around, there is a completely different buzz this year with the Colts than there were in the previous years. And that is for sure because of Anthony Richardson. So if he has even a little success early and if Jonathan Taylor stops crying, then maybe there's a chance.
Whoa!
Go.
He's in the middle of a business negotiation.
Well, you know what? There's lives at stake with the Colts. Okay?
I don't know. I don't know if there's lives.
Well, there was a life, and unfortunately, heartbroken.
No.
That's what people are saying. Heartbroken.
I didn't want to get into this because it's a feel-good here.
Yeah.
Lolita has died.
That's right.
My God.
The whale that was going to be saved from a life of horror inside of a too small tank by Jim Irsay, where he was going to run a 757 and turn it into an aquarium and fly her from Miami to Washington. Literally the longest continental flight possible, was going to turn an entire plane into a sea.
That's right.
For this whale to experience wide open wilderness and waters and get back and maybe find her mom.
Yeah.
See her mom and live a good life. Dead. Whale's dead.
Yeah.
So dead.
Love you, Takate!
God damn it.
I go to the game on Saturday. You know, it was nice to get back in there. I see Matt Conti, Colts PR guy. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He comes up to me, he goes, Pat, good to see you. Introduced me to his kid. You know, his kid's friends. Good to meet you guys. Your dad, obviously a legend, this guy. He goes, hey, seriously, you see Jim, like, let's make sure we're lifting him up, you know? I'm like, Jonathan Taylor's situation getting that bad? And he goes, well, yeah, of course, but also, like, the whale.
Yeah.
That's what Conti said.
That would make sense.
The whale. So I guess Jim was devastated.
I don't doubt it.
Obviously, he's heartbroken. Takate, also known as Lolita, never got to experience the open waters. But she did pass away. Makes me wonder what would have happened in that plane. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how that would have ended up working.
Oh, yeah. Curtains, blouses.
But Jim Irsay spending 20-some million on that plane and then Takate dying on that plane.
That would not have been good.
That might have broke Jim.
Yeah.
That might have broke Jim forever.
They did it with Free Willy. He was fine.
Yeah, I don't know if they put him on a 757.
Yeah, it was an AC 130.
That was awesome.
We had some ideas of the game.
Listen, we had a similar situation, okay? Let's say we had a whale in this office that was sent away. Couldn't come back, okay? The process of trying to get back almost killed that whale.
You're right.
But once you're on that plane, and once you know you're on your way back, Takate would have been fine.
I don't know if they would have been able to get through the Buddhist Lolita and let her know, like, hey, this is going to be good.
You're going home.
You're going. She's like running her head into those pods that are up in the first class.
Like her husband.
She's like, what the fuck is going on?
I probably would have put on Free Willy, though, for her.
Yeah, this is going to be you doing this whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, Lolita's dead. So say a prayer for Lolita. She lived a good life.
Yeah.
Did she?
Sounds like she really did.
56 years old or whatever.
Yeah, but jail
whales,
cell.
Yeah, whales live 120 years. Lolita dying, just kind of like an alarm. Like maybe Lolita didn't have the dog mentality.
What? She was a Buddhist. Yeah, we know that.
Right.
Well, maybe she didn't have the Buddhist mentality either, because I know Buddhists would have lived through a plane and been like, "Oh, okay, I finally get to go back."
She didn't even
my
get
home.
to the plane. Remember? She didn't get to the plane.
Yeah, that probably scared her, and she had a heart
good
attack
news,
and died.
You think she was told about the plan and that scared her?
I think Takete's kind of a bitch. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it.
How fucking dare
As
You
we've
can't
broken this
say
down,
that, dude.
Look
that's
her right in the
all I
eye.
can
You
say.
are a
I'll look her
I'm
right
gonna walk
in the
off.
I'm
eye.
not doing
Hey,
this.
Talkie Tay,
I'm not.
I think you're kind of a wuss.
No, I am not going to sit here
Sorry,
and
Lolita.
allow you to say what you just said.
I'm sorry. That's
on
just
this
how.
show.
That's my truth.
You're out of line.
That's my truth.
You're out of line.
That's my truth.
This guy.
If Gumpy
Mute
was,
him.
I can't believe
Gumpy-
this guy.
if Gumpy,
I can't do the show with him.
No. Hey.
Don't drag me into this shit. Don't drag me into this shit.
Mute me.
Cough button. Mute him.
you think if Gumpy
Was in Canada for that long?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Thank you.
And then he had a boat, and then he was muted.
Muted. Nobody can hear you.
That's right. That's because you guys are a bunch of fakers. You guys are
Bunch of fakers.
dragging like the media right now, trying to shut
She
this
just
down.
died.
Trying to
She
shut
just
this down.
died. This Buddhist just died.
What does this mean for the locker room?
It's been cold forever.
Anyways, rest in peace, Takate.
Are these going on the jerseys?
Yeah.
So we were hoping that maybe a statue out front, or I think a good thought would be the Colts horseshoe
Yep.
with Takate going in the middle.
That's a good idea.
Maybe put it on the helmet.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Vancouver Canucks symbol? It's basically this horseshoe as a whale. So
That's what we're talking. Is that actually Takate or just a random killer whale?
exactly. We
That
don't even
is
know.
Lolita.
We don't even know.
That was one of her last jumps.
Look how much air she got.
I
She was
know.
ready.
Yeah.
I know they don't really do this with whale blubber anymore, but what if they use the carcass to create commemorative candles and handed them out to everyone at Lucas Oil to have a vigil?
That'd be
You
cool.
think Jim Irsay wants everybody smoking Lolita around Lucas Oil Stadium? I don't think so.
No.
What's this guy's deal?
He should stuff her and put him in his house.
Yes.
Hang her from the rafters.
It'd be awesome.
Should be in the Jim Irsay collection.
Exactly.
You walk in, ZZ Top's playing on
Yep.
stage, Jim Irsay singing. You know, you got the Muhammad Ali gloves right here,
Mm-hmm.
the Jack Nicklaus putter that he just bought from the Masters. You got that scripture thing that's like super long.
Yep.
And then you just lift your head up a little bit. Boom. Takate.
That's right.
Flying in over Jim's head. Yeah.
Buddhist whale.
I figure Jim will figure it out.
I think so.
good news is the piece of shit internet said that they have enough fucking salary cap they can pay Jonathan Taylor now because that's what this is about.
Good point. Good
I'll tell you
point.
what, the internet needs to relax because the body was still in the water, and they were talking about, was that Jonathan Taylor who did that?
I mean, brought the crane in.
That's what people were saying.
A lot of people saying
rogue.
that.
Yeah, assassin.
Let's get to the break. You need to figure it out.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Nope.
Takate died too soon.
What Takate do for us aside from just stir up?
What was it, like 2 weeks of internet?
Yeah.
You
And
don't
now-
appreciate 2 weeks?
And now she's dead. What, you want me to Oh. Oh. The whale's dead.
You're disgusting.
Please.
I was at a celebration of love whenever I got the news about Takate's passing.
Yeah.
And it was nice to be the bearer of the breaking news to numerous people. I will say, as soon as Connor heard about it, loud laugh.
Yeah, very loud.
Bruce Brown hears about it, laugh.
Yeah.
Zito was the only one that cried.
He did.
Immediately upon hearing about it. We appreciate you, Zito.
Thank you, Z.
Thank you, Z.
Good guy, Z.
And congrats on getting engaged, Fox.
Thank you, boys. That was really nice.
There was a surprise
She died
party.
for you. You guys actually surprised me, too. It was good.
Well, we didn't do shit, to be honest with you.
No.
We were just kind of told where to stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Foxy's dad surprised me too. Drinks way more than what Foxy said.
I'm a mass quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Volume.
Volume.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said I'm a volume drinker.
Yeah.
Yes.
I said, you like all beer? He goes, who doesn't? And I said, it's hilarious. Like IPAs and stuff. He goes, oh, no.
No.
I can only drink like one or two of those. I'm a mass volume beer drinker.
Yes.
Is that right in front of you, right?
Yeah, he did.
Loved it.
Oh, it was awesome.
He had no idea. Like, it was just a matter of fact the way he was speaking. It was not a joke, I don't think.
No, it's not.
We were laughing very hard, and he's like,
What
why
are,
are you?
what are these guys laughing at?
So funny.
If he doesn't know where his next beer is, he gets a little sweaty. He gets a little nervous.
Dude, he literally, I seen that nerve thing happen.
Oh, yeah.
He poked his head around, and there was a beer sitting on like a column that was out of view from him, but he was in view of me, and the beer was on. And I saw him eyeball this beer, and then he was like contemplating, because he had a beer in hand already.
Yep.
And then he walked over, pump faked, walked back. I think he decided not to do it. And then I saw him go all the way in, grab that beer, and then he had them both in his hand while he walked, finished this one, threw it away, had the one he just picked up from the pillar. I don't know if that was one of his previous beers or he saw the beer had a little condensation on it. That looks like a cold beer still.
I want it.
I'm just going to grab that one.
That's definitely what happened.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is anybody going to claim that?
All right.
He walked over, pump faked. Nah.
I shouldn't.
Well,
and then,
You know what?
I was nervous they weren't going to have beer at that place we were at in the first place.
That
So
place
that was huge.
That was my first time at that place. Really nice.
Me
Love
too.
that
Yeah,
place.
super nice.
Fucking AC/DC doing a show right next to us. It's crazy.
Fucking nuts.
It was packed.
Dude, it was a winery that had a hair bangers ball, 80s cover band.
Oh, yeah.
They rocked it.
They hit. Yeah.
They absolutely rocked it. But you wouldn't expect that at the winery. That's my first time there. I saw people walk in with these cut-off NASCAR shirts.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yo, these are my people.
Where am I?
Where are these guys going? And then I see a guy pre-makeup, still in his leather tights with his hair long.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, shit, that's probably a member of the band right there. I say to Sam, that was the lead singer.
Hell yeah.
You should have seen what he did to his hair. He made that thing real
Blowout.
big. He had full makeup on, and he rocked.
Put on a fucking show.
First song gets out there. Fucking girls, girls, girls.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Nobody was listening at the time.
Nobody.
Nobody was. Everybody's just kind of mingling around, and then this guy.
Girls, girls, girls.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I loved him. I
he
loved
went.
everything about him. I saw a couple of people I had known from around town, you know? And I'm like, hey, who are these people? You don't know who this is? I guess they've been a legendary band for like, a cover band for like 20 years, 30 years.
Makes sense.
They got, all those people are like there, I think like every weekend.
Fans.
There was 600 cars there.
So many
my
people.
God.
This band is killing it. We need them in here.
Oh, that'd
Yeah,
be
we-
awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
They need a few originals because they should make it.
No, we
No,
don't know.
I think they know their role.
Bangers only.
Bingo.
See, they should be the Colts halftime show.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would crush.
Well, the dogs were good.
Yeah, the dogs were great.
I do appreciate that they were giving $27 to that one guy if he made a 45-yard field goal at the
Oh,
Colts
yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Got
that's
a
pretty sweet.
That was awesome.
free Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah. Get a Crunchwrap Supreme, some of those cinnamon twist things, and $27. You make this 75-yard field goal. Good luck, kid. In front of like fucking 35,000 people.
Towing it.
He did not make it.
No. Made the first couple.
So the Colts got to keep that Crunchwrap Supreme.
That's right.
Thank God.
And a cinnamon twist.
We'll save for next week.
And $27.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll carry over.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, $54.
I was the
2
new,
Crunchwrap Supremes, a week-old cinnamon twist.
I was the new chef. Did you get to try his
So
steaks or?
fucking good.
He was high.
What?
That guy
Who
was
are
high.
you? Me?
That guy was high.
No.
Yeah, so maybe that's why the food tastes a little bit better.
Little munchies.
No, I wasn't that high.
This guy accidentally ate one of those fruities.
Yeah.
That didn't just have no juice in it.
Not all fruit snacks have 100% apple juice in them.
Yeah, some of them got like 10 milligrams after asking, is there 5 in this?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is certainly 5 in there.
Right.
It is actually 10, though.
Additional
Yeah.
5.
That was
Oh, what
a-
have you done?
A fun walk home.
I'm sure it was.
It was. Like, good people watching. You should have seen the bums.
All right.
Living the dream out there for the Colts. I forgot about that.
Let's get to a break. They should have had Anthony. I texted Conti, Conti is the guy who takes all the heat for every decision that's made in the NFL, pretty much. Conti's the guy that I kind of message. And Conti, whenever I was playing for the Colts, he was like 3rd on the chain of command in the PR department. So he was the one that always had to come tell me that my tweets weren't good. So he and I have developed quite a relationship. Hey, you're going to have to delete this. I'm not, so send it back. And then he would have to walk back. They're going to fine you for it. Good. Tell them all good. Yeah, I'm not deleting it. Oh, all right.
God.
And then come back. They're going to fine you. Sweet. Thanks, Conti. I thought it was a good tweet, though, Conti would say. It was. I agree. That's why I'm not deleting it. If it was a bad tweet, I would delete it. But I'll take the fucking $25,000 fine for those 120 characters. That got 45 retweets.
Yeah.
It's about principle, Conti. Fucking run that back up the tree. He's awesome. He is the best. But I told him they should have had Anthony Richardson speak to the. I mean, that place was filled.
Yeah, for him. It really was for him. Like, I'm excited about the Colts now because of Anthony Richardson.
He's so big.
He's
bro.
huge.
How about that horsepower?
I like that. How about the refs? We'll talk about that on the other side. I know it's preseason for them too, but It's embarrassing, some of the stuff that's being called right now, knowing that it's preseason, and they'll say, well, we got to prepare for everything too. It's like, okay. Some of these people seem scared to death to be on a microphone. The white cap for the Colts game, he should not have a microphone solo shot on national television ever.
Nope.
But he's going to, and it's going to be bad, I do believe. Also, this fine on Quan Alexander, we're going to dive into that.
God,
Waiting for A.J. Hawk to dive in because I think he's going to have some thoughts as well. Seemed to just play football. Loses 40 grand on a fucking Saturday. That's a tough thing. Can't wait to chat about that with A.J. Hawk. Also, we'll take some of your phone calls on 1-833-432-3663 or 1-833-4-DODO. Can't wait to hear what you're thinking. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Today has become a massive day in our program's history because just yesterday at about 5:15 p.m. I was sent a text that said, hey, I think it's time. And I said, what do you mean you think it's time? I think it's time to let the world hear where we're at. And I said, Aaron, you let me know if you want me to let the world know about you coming on tomorrow. And he said, yeah, let's do it. I put a tweet out saying, hey, listen, you are cordially invited to Aaron Rodgers Wednesday, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just 56 minutes, 34 seconds away from right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. What's up, dude?
Good afternoon. Good morning here. Good afternoon there.
There's a lot going on in your world, bro. I don't even know if you know this or if you've been so locked in.
This isn't a decision day. This isn't me deciding and announcing to the world that this is what's going on. In fact, that's already happened. You know, we're actually days past this. This is kind of clearing things up, I think, for everybody interested. And I'm going to get into this now, if you don't mind, Pat. I'm going to go for a little bit here.
Hey, go ahead. There's 430,000 people currently, so a lot more people watching than normal, and they are all interested because you're a fucking dog as a football player. So go ahead and do your thing, pal.
The timeline, which I think is important, that's why I'm going to go through it, is that in 2020, they drafted Jordan to replace me. There wasn't replacement right away, but as is the case with the Packers and kind of the way they do things, they like to get rid of players like a year early instead of a year late in their minds. There's probably some people who believe that I was a descending player and that it was time to make a change. Everything that I was told in the week that I was in Green Bay was, take as long as you want. We want you to retire a Packer. If you want to come back and play, obviously the door is wide open. When I came out of the darkness, something changed. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but something changed. I got back to my phone after 5 days off of it. I realized that there'd been a little bit of a shift. I heard from multiple people that I trust around the league, players mostly, that there was some shopping going on. They were interested in actually moving me. At this point, you know, I got to admit, I went in the darkness, 90% retiring, 10% playing. My mind was, I'm tired of this. I hadn't got back into my workouts yet, and I thought that was what was best for me. So I went in the darkness to contemplate a lot of different things, but one day I spent entirely on the reality I was retired, and one day I spent entirely on the reality that I was coming back and playing. When I came out, it was clear to me at that point that although the Packers were going to say the right thing publicly, that they were ready to move on. I don't know what changed that or what moved that. If they just said, hey, we need to make a decision here because he hasn't made a decision yet. Again, there's no victims here. I'm not sitting here as a victim. I love Green Bay. I love the fan base. They're incredible. I live for playing for them. A lot of love for the organization. I just think I wish that in the beginning of the offseason, that had been the conversation. This is a credible profession, but it's a tough business.
You've said that for a long time.
Some of these issues were things I was talking about 2 years ago. It was, how do we treat older players on the way out? And it's ironic that now I'm that player, but I think that's the beauty in life, is the sense of humor that the universe has. No malice, no bitterness towards Packers. So I've shifted my focus to entertaining what the plane would look like. The Packers granted, obviously, permission for the Jets to come out and visit. We had a nice visit. At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get for me, kind of digging their heels in. So I would just, I think it is interesting at this point to step back and look at the whole picture. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. So much love and gratitude, and just heart open for the Packer fans. And what it's meant to be their quarterback. And also the reality of the situation. Like, it is what it is. Packers would like to move on. They've let me know that in so many words. Because I still have that fire, and I want to play, and I would like to play in New York. It's just a matter of getting that done at this point.
Okay, people in New York are doing this right now. People in New York are pumped right now. You sent a list of demands. Need you to sign Lazard. You need to sign Randall Cobb. I want Jordy Nelson out of the fucking ranch. Did that all happen?
It's so ridiculous.
Hey, that's happening, though. Like, you need to know.
Ask Schefter what I texted him when he somehow got my number and texted me. I didn't respond to Diana Rossini, I think her name is. I would say the same thing that I told Schefter. Lose my number. Nice try.
Schefter tweeted the photo. He said, Aaron did not lie. There it is. That's confirming. Lose my number. Good try, though.
I'll speak for myself. I'm sure there'll be people that have their sources. From what I've seen, it's like I had a sheet of paper when I met with the Jets and I said, sign these people. And that's not the reality. It's so stupid to think that I would do it, number one. Now, did they ask me about certain guys that I've played with over years? Of course. Did I talk glowingly about teammates that I love? Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Sue me. Don't actually.
Like, my only demand is for transparency. And if you say some bullshit, sometimes it's not even worth it. But like I said, when something gets out there and then assumed to be true, then it can take on a life of its own. It can go from, oh, there's a conversation about 20 different players to, oh, he wants these guys to be signed, otherwise he doesn't want to come. It's like, come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's all in the delivery of the information.
And I'm just really, really thankful. I got to be the starting quarterback of the Packers for 15 years. I got to be in an organization for 18 years. 18 years, that's a teenager. That's becoming an adult. And that's what I did there. And it was because of the people I met there and the places I went and the times that I had. I love you, Green Bay. Thank you. And I'm as sad as some of you are, but we'll meet again.
Massive show yesterday. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
And that says that the peak concurrence for 496, 285, but I've seen a lot of photos from people that are 498.
Wow.
Nonetheless, felt like afterwards, looking back on it, everybody was hanging out with us yesterday. Obviously not because of us. We know that. But Aaron, what a dog, dude.
Hey,
What?
let's go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Gumpy's Back in America Monday, August 21st, 2023. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football is here. Another great weekend of preseason football, and we are just
17 days
away from actual NFL football. That's Boston Connor, who tag teams with Ty Schmidt at the Toxic Table. One half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. The other half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys, Bubba Gumpino is here. Back in America for the first time in 448 days. It is great to see you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Hey, if you've been deported, say I. If you've got a 10-year ban before, say I. If you're back in America, say I.
Fucking I.
Should not. I think by all of the rules, with him getting deported and getting a 10-year ban, I'm not 100% sure he's supposed to be here right now.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal, monumental day, and we are thankful to see you. And shout out to all parties that got you back in. He's sitting next to Nick and Dirty. Obviously, Zito and Foxy are here up in the front row. And joining us now, live from an attic in Ohio, is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a man who wrote a letter, so we could get Gumpy back into America. Wow. Now, they did not listen to a single word that was in his letter, but he did take the time to do as such. A man who's beat COVID 100 times, a father of 10. He's the current president of Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, AJ Hahn. AJ, we did it. We got Goomp back, pal.
Goop. I mean, I'm a little bit. I was surprised actually. I was watching the show and I see all of a sudden Goomp with the weird green screen. I'm like, what are we doing here? But it all made sense. And Goomp coming on, trying to make everybody cry too, talking about how much it means to him. It's awesome. I'm glad to have you, Goomp. I don't have any jokes for you.
Oh, Goomp.
Good guy, AJ.
That was very nice. That was good.
Man. You can tell what it means. Like it's awesome. I can't believe it was 400 and however many days.
446 days of being deported. 448 days since being on camera. God, it's great.
And he was just bouncing around couch to couch, house to house.
Do you want to run through how many different houses you lived at here over the last 446 days? Because we heard it was 3 months, then it was going to be like 5 months, then it was going to be 6 months, then it was going to be forever.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you kind of got to figure it out, but we'll hold on some hope. How many different places did you live in over 446 days?
So when it was the month, I was just doing Airbnbs week to week, living out of a suitcase.
But not easy to book Airbnbs for a long time.
There's some fucker like one random Wednesday. You can't book for a month. Then I actually was able, all football season, 6 months, was able to stay at one of the lads' houses. But after that, other than that, I was Airbnb, and then I wrapped up the last few weeks with fucking mom and dad back home like the good old days.
Nice.
This guy was
yeah.
a gypsy around Canada.
Yeah, nomad.
Gypsy around Canada. Did you think about getting a college degree during that time? You know, because I think that would have helped.
Yeah, that probably
A lot of the
Phoenix.edu.
Yeah, man, we should have paid somebody to give you a degree.
Yeah, University of Waterloo.
Ooh.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, the Waterloo Water Buffalo.
Yeah.
They are a team now.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe should have went over to Saskatoon.
Oh.
Maybe see what they had to offer. But I guess the customs guy that he was going through this morning in Toronto, red eye from Victoria to Toronto, late. Right? Delayed on that flight because it's airplanes in 2023. I guess that's how it is. So he shows up late, has to sprint through the customs to get to his connection to Indianapolis. The customs guy that he just so happened to run into, fan of the program.
Yeah.
Probably didn't even need to waiver. Now, you know, if this would have happened 6 months ago,
Right. For the band.
there's a chance we kind of just slip in the back door there through one customs person. But instead, the last person we tried to do that with put a 10-year ban on him, almost put him in jail.
Yeah.
So, you know, quite a run, AJ, for our guy Gumpy, but he's back. He's back, AJ.
He's here, and they cannot take him, right?
They can't.
No.
They can't take him.
Can't come snatch it. Good.
But I think it's good news for Gump that he's back because although there seems to be a little negativity out of the Dolphins camp, McDaniel did a video for him. Vibes seem to be high. Tyreek Hill's still going to get 2K. And Tua does not look bad. Now, threw a pick on the first play and then almost got knocked out trying to make a tackle with his back, which is certainly a little bit alarming. This is how we're going to start the preseason when we're worried about a guy's health. On the run, pick. Oh, and he gets off the block, makes a tackle. He's a dog. He's been practicing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He just rolled that guy, said, you know what? I'm going to snap his shin with my fucking back. I am a brown belt now. But then there was other plays where Tua was slinging it, throwing it all over the yard, looking very good. You forget about how fast everybody on their team is. There's Tyreek Hill's first completion. Then you got Waddle out there as well. They can be an actual team this year if Tua does well. That's the entire conversation, right, Gumpy?
Also, let's dial up the run game. They ran for 250 on Saturday night. They got that rookie. They got Mostert. They got Wilson. Let's run the fucking ball. And I think McDaniel will because, think about last year. He went from run game consultant to head coach of a team and calling plays. I think his second year, he's going to dial up the run game a lot more.
And he loves watching film, probably a lot of self-scout. How do you feel about the Dolphins in the AFC East that's loaded right now, AJ?
Well, I think isn't that one of Lombardi's biggest critiques? Is that did they attempt the fewest rushes in the NFL last year or something like that?
Yeah, and they're talking about the offensive line being bad and Tua getting hurt, and then you don't run the ball at all. It's kind of like the easy crutch to help that entire situation. McDaniel knows that, right? McDaniel knows that.
Yeah, of course he knows that. He knows there'll be an added emphasis, and especially early in the year, I'm sure they're going to want to balance it out and figure it out. But when it comes down to it, you got to find a way to win the game, no matter what you have to do.
Yeah, and you guys got all those running backs. Didn't sign Dalvin Cook, but like Tyreek Hill, you can have him do a couple of these bad boys.
Give him the ball.
You know what I mean?
Chain can boogie too. That rookie quarterback or
Runs
running back,
hard.
he took off on
A-Chain.
Saturday.
A-Chain.
Yeah.
He is a sick name, right?
Yeah.
Texas A&M?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
I remember him
fast.
from a game day. I did not know that he existed early in the season. And I think Pollock was like, in what A-Chain does, and I heard the name, I'm like, is that a nickname? There's a nickname called A-Chain. That's a fucking great nickname. And then you watch the guy, he runs mad.
Yeah.
He runs very.
He's about the only thing that went well for that team last year.
Yes. Had number one recruiting class.
Yeah,
They did.
What's going on with that?
They're back.
Well, I don't know how they stink or why they stunk,
Yeah.
but everybody's saying they're all the way back.
Oh, okay.
Johnny Manziel's
Yeah,
back.
Manziel Mania.
Yeah, they brought in really good character coaches, Bobby Petrino, and he's going to turn around the offense, and they'll be fine.
Petrino.
He is offensive guru, though.
Well, yeah, but that's not what Tone said.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
He had a problem, right?
He rode that motorcycle with his mistress.
On the
fish
back.
hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he broke his neck, and then they had to fire him publicly.
Exactly.
yeah.
Big deal. The guy liked watching the Rough Riders anthem video one too many times. Said, I'm going to go do this.
He actually said, hey, let me impress you with something real quick.
Exactly.
Saddle up.
That's not real. I cannot believe that was a real situation.
I was really, they got fired like this, because the whole thing came out.
Damn shame.
The road rash on his face.
Oh my god.
You weren't here.
We're happy he's okay. We're happy he's okay.
That's right.
Obviously, but
Yeah.
Road rash, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stevie Janowski, you were driving.
Sure.
Okay.
maybe one or two many face sits from. That might have been. That might have been what it was.
Yeah, you never know.
Sandpaper on your cakes?
No, I think he was doing off-season mat drills. That's what you were talking about,
mixing
right?
up yoga mats.
Yeah, little mat drills and everything. Getting there. You know, Sean Jefferson with the Chargers. That guy's putting on. He's wide receiver coach with the Panthers. He's the wide receiver coach. He's putting on the pads. He said, Petrino like to do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, he like to do the same thing. He like to roll around with the boys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do the entire thing. But I am pumped to kind of see not Texas A&M, but A-Chain with the Dolphins because they're not getting talked about at all. Another AFC East team I think that we have to talk about, the Buffalo Bills. Okay, listen, preseason, there's not a lot of hype around the Bills this year. Last year, they were winning the Super Bowl in everybody's eyes. What were their odds last year? 4-1?
Yeah, they were the lowest. They were the favorites.
Yeah, like 4-1. I think they were like plus 400 or whatever to win the Super Bowl last year. And everything was, hey, the Bills are pissed about the coin toss. The Bills got their entire team back. The Bills are going to go. They invest in Von Miller. Here we go. They're going to go. This year, very quiet about the Buffalo Bills. Stephon Diggs wearing his shin guards there for a little bit and not being in the building, that was a conversation. Leslie Frazier no longer being the D coordinator, that was the conversation. Other than that, it's been kumbaya, 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 same old Buffalo Bills. McDermott's calling plays on the defensive side. And then we watched the Steelers starters take on the Bills starters, and it went one way. That went one way, both sides of the ball, AJ. Are we worried about a preseason game? No, right? We're not worried about this?
No, we're not worried, but we are talking about it, so it's definitely something. I guess it gives you a little bit more urgency to start the season quick because you want to be like, hey, that was not us. Like once they ended the preseason, I'm sure the head coach would say, hey, this is a reset. Now everything matters. Now this is our team. We got to go build our identity in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is like something McDermott can use as like a wake-up call for his team. Like, hey, we got 17 days until this regular season starts. That was their starters. We got a lot of shit to clean up here. And maybe that'll be the way to do it. But on the other side, Pittsburgh Steelers fans are pumped. AJ, Tone, how we doing this year? How are the Pittsburgh Steelers doing this year?
I came in this morning and I said, Super Bowl.
That's where the Steelers are
I said
right
it was
now.
kind of like a joke earlier in the season, but now for sure Super Bowl.
Because of that, and before we start chit-chatting about the Pittsburgh Steelers as a whole and how Kenny looks and how the defense looks and everything like that, we got to talk about this $46,709 fine that was given to Quan Alexander in a
horrendous call
in a preseason game. This is in a preseason game, and we looked this up. Rookies get $1,800. Oh,
jeez, what a
shot, dude!
Perfect.
I mean, perfectly timed. The guy even stumbled a little bit, so he might have meant to have his head on the side, but since it timed up,
his head didn't hit his head though, right?
No,
we see the slow mo.
It was in chest, I think,
Perfect.
right?
Your head can't hit their chest.
Dude, I have no idea why or how the rules are. They said he's a repeat offender.
We'll say he led with. Okay, so they'll claim he led with his head, and I guess his head didn't get to the side, and his shoulder didn't make contact first.
Bingo, I think is what they're saying.
Okay, they're saying right there, yeah, they want to take that away. Okay, no, it's a great tackle.
Great tackle. I mean, the entire internet agrees, but the internet's not the ones making the rules. I believe the NFL is because they're trying to save football for the long term. But just a little bit of reading the room. Just reading the room a little bit. Did that guy get hurt? No. Did Quan Alexander get hurt? No. Is it a preseason game? Yes. Do we need to fine this so we set a tone? Sure. $10,000 we'll fine you. He's still out fucking $6,800 on the day. Negative money for the entire. Them getting paid $3,200 and then him getting fined $46,000 for football. That is wild to think of. And I bet Quan Alexander's not thrilled.
No.
I bet he's not happy about it. But everybody else in the NFL is like, what the fuck? That can happen? I can lose $40-some thousand on a day in a preseason game? Guys are not going to want to play. You know what I mean? It's like you start all that type of stuff. It's crazy to think that that's where we are right now, AJ.
It's something that I'm sure maybe has happened before where a coach is like, hey, you got to go finish this tackle or finish him off. You're second to the pile. And they're like, Coach, just the preseason. I'm not getting a $50,000 fine when I'm not making any money right now.
A $46,000. Think about what guys on defensive side of the ball around the NFL, or just what you just said to your coach right there. No, I'm not doing that. No way. For a preseason game, I'm not going to lose $43,000 or whatever. Guys are going to actually think about that.
Yeah.
Hey, this is our job. This is our business. And I'm just going to potentially, if my head not perfect in this preseason game, which we're practicing, I'm out a year's worth of money for most people that have jobs out there? That's wild.
Absurd.
How is that a thing? How is there not a preseason fine scheme?
Yeah, you're right. There definitely should be some kind of preseason because they do that. They'll give $10,000, $15,000 fines to guys that are undrafted rookies and haven't made any money in the NFL. I'm like, now you're really putting a guy in the hole. Like I think that's horrendous when they do that. But when it's not like an egregious, over-the-top cheap shot or crazy headshot. I struggle with it. And I think, like, what's Quan supposed to do right there? Just please tell me he has to make a physical tackle to stop the guy from getting the first down, all of that stuff. I just don't know exactly how he keeps his head out of it.
And obviously, the players are going to have to figure it out. Old school guys weren't able to do it. That's why they got phased out of the game as this new heads-up football thing was kind of taking place. Were you on scholarship in college? Yeah, so you're not in debt? No. Okay, welcome to the NFL. Fuck around one time. We'll put your ass $20,000 in debt. Dare you. Dare you. You'll be leaving this camp. You're in the NFL, yeah. You're in debt. And you're never working for another team, by the way. Nope. You're getting fined $20,000 from the NFL and getting the hell out of here. Only guy in the history that made the NFL was in an NFL camp, lost $20,000. Undrafted guy getting fined. That feels bananas. The only reason why that was my first thought is because we played a preseason game in Canada. What up, Gump?
Nice.
Got a Gumpy up there in Canada. And the taxes, they tax us on our yearly salary earnings as opposed to the week. We all lost I think $4,000 or $5,000. Just I assume the super high paid guys lost even more money because
it went to good use though. I'm sure the Canadian government used it wisely.
I doubt it.
I think they were
Halloween costumes, right?
They're building up their deal.
Oh boy, those are pretty cheap. Pretty cheap to do those.
Come on,
the ones he was doing, I think you can kind of do anywhere. But I do think they built up a D line to just tackle people trying to make a run for America.
Yep.
So we potentially funded people that were stopping Gumpy from getting over here. But I remember that happening and being like, oh, nobody wants to go to this. Why? Because we're literally just losing money. Guys can't be losing $40,000 in a preseason game, especially when we're in a time where guys don't really want to play in preseason games to begin with. Just for the good of the game, for the good of the fans, for the good of the league, we can't be having that. That can't happen. We need to change that. So, Commish, we assume you'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Get on that one.
Common sense.
Well, it's the same deal. What are you going to do if a guy's a fringe guy to make the team or not? And he comes up and makes a hit like that, and either I don't think he got penalized in the game, but if guys do start thinking okay, well I'm not going to do this because I'm going to get fined $50,000, and then you don't make that play, and it's well yeah, you didn't get fined $50,000, but we're cutting your ass. You're not making the team now.
Yeah, so you got to start using your hands a little bit more. I've never been. I'm not. I gotta.
You missed
what
the
are you
tackle.
talking about?
You got to take the chance. You got to take the chance that you get the fine. If you're on the fringe and you're trying to make the team, you got to figure it out.
Yeah, throw your face in there. You know what I mean? Just
no. It's just that one was. It was like bam, bam for Quan right there. Great tackle, beautiful tackle. I don't know what to tell you.
That was a great tackle. The internet agreed, by the way. Everybody on the internet was like, this is bullshit. There was a couple people that were like, if you don't know the rules, then this is what's going to happen.
Could have been much worse. He could have launched himself right into his head. Definitely could have.
Yeah, well, he was low, too, to begin with.
I'm saying he didn't. He tried to go low.
Yeah, but that's what you would have done.
Yeah. Right.
No, I'm saying back in the day, people would have absolutely done that. Yeah.
People?
No, I mean, you got to get him down. Ever get him down? I don't know what could have happened.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Yeah, others would have done it too. I'm not the only one. That's what he was saying. Yeah, other people aiming for Adam's apple as well.
Wasn't just me.
He was clearly going for sternum there. We should. I mean, that's a big change. We should be applauding this guy.
Yeah.
We should be giving him a bonus. He could have decapitated that dude.
Probably could have.
And he didn't.
Yep.
So thank you, Quan, is what the NFL should be saying. Instead, pal, we're going to take your first 2 weeks of checks in a preseason game. Speaking of preseason game, your guy, your friend of the program, Aaron Rodgers playing in this last preseason game. What do you think that's about? Do you think it's because he saw Zach Wilson and got inspired and said, you know what? I want to do a little whoop-de-woo. I got a new body guru. I feel better than ever. I'll hit a spin move, run down the sideline. Instead of hopping into a tackle like Zach Wilson did, I'll hop out of bounds, and it'll kind of be a plus, plus, plus everywhere. But what are your thoughts on Aaron playing this week? And how do you feel about the osmosis seemingly taking place in that quarterback room, making this guy a different human, not just a different football player, confident, charming, lovable. How do you feel about everything going on over there, and why do you think Aaron's choosing to play?
I think it's awesome that he's going to play. I mean, I would assume he wants to kind of get a good feel, a good rehearsal before that first regular season game. He wants to see what it feels like, and he wants to get some timing and get the ball out of his hand quick and just get some game action. Even though he's in his whatever year, 18th, 19th year, whatever, he's still I guarantee you it'll feel like a real game. Like going out for warm-ups, it's going to feel real even though it is the preseason.
Yeah, let's get the jitters out maybe. Hey, let's do one where it's a new audience, right? It's a new crowd.
Yeah, entertain the crowd too. He wants to give the fans what their money's worth.
Yeah, like, hey, welcome to the new era of the Jets here. We'll give a little bit of a taste, but also the day-to-day. What time do you show up at the building at new stadium? What time do you go to the training room? What time do you get ready? What time do you come out for warm-ups? How does this whole thing go, the day-to-day? And then also go out there and play. I don't know how much you'll play, but like the old school days used to be, hey, that third preseason game, this is way old school, obviously. Starters are playing first half and then first drive of third quarter because they want to go through halftime routine.
Yep.
Like, hey, I want you to come back out after halftime as well. Obviously, we don't expect Aaron to do that with the Jets against the Giants this upcoming weekend, but I do wonder if there'll be significant amount of time or just like, hey, we got him in here, let's go ahead and save the shit out of this, because if we lose him in a preseason game, we're all going to look like the dumbest humans of all time.
Yeah. And like the routine, of course, I bet it's going to be super emotional for him to put on a Jets 8 because he hasn't had the jersey in any of these games, and he hasn't really strapped up the entire uniform. I bet it's going to be weird, and getting that out of the way is probably helping.
So we're 17 days away from that first Thursday game, which puts us, 20 days away from that Sunday-ish, somewhere around there. So even if he plays on Thursday, then they're still, we talked about this before, like they're still 2.5 weeks away from the regular season. Like that's the last chance they get to get any improvement against a different team, right?
Yeah, and you hope everybody will view it that way. Colts got the Eagles on Thursday night, I believe. Hopefully they'll play Anthony Richardson, Hey, let's get the guy on a goddamn.
Why didn't he play? What happened?
So I literally walk into stadium. First human I see, me and the wife, first human I see, Shane Steichen, just so happens to be walking off field as I'm walking down tunnel at the same time. Big, what's up? How you doing? Introduced to my wife. Big fan, Shane. I can't wait to see what you do with AR here. You do one of those little fucking.
Flick it.
Of course, people will be excited. He said, I'm not playing him. I was like, Coach.
Excuse me?
Oh, no.
Coach. Why are wife and I got a sitter?
Did you turn around?
Coach, wife and I got a sitter. What do we? He said, you think I'm going to put it out there? I'm not playing the offensive line. I'm not putting him out there. I'm like,
oh, no.
Coach, everybody's here. Everybody's here to see. He's like, I'm not doing it.
I give him credit. I give him credit for not giving in then and saying, no, it's not about this preseason. It's about the long haul. I give him credit for that.
I actually loved it. Immediately after, I was definitely disappointed. Like, well, we got to sit it for no reason here. Could have used this on another night for sure. But it was great to get back in there and kind of do the whole thing, experience a game day. But I did appreciate him going, I'm not putting him out there with a backup offensive line. I'm like, okay, feels like we got a guy at least that's caring, seemingly figuring it out. And all reports out of camp are like, hey, he's good.
Yeah.
I would assume he would play Thursday night because it is the 17 days and it is the Eagles. But they got joint practices and nobody has done the joint practice and also played in the game. That seems to be the new kind of. How do you feel about these teams canceling joint practices, AJ? Houston and.
Not New England. New England and the
Saints,
Titans did, though. Yeah. And
Houston and Saints canceled their joint practices. New England and the Titans canceled their joint practices. Thought maybe Colts Eagles would potentially do the same because just came off some joint practices with the Bears. I think they're keeping that. How do you feel about teams like adjusting this year more so than ever before?
I think it's smart. I mean, I think they probably sit there and realize, hey, what, like the risk reward if we practice, like say we practice the second day after it's already gotten chippy the first day, or just cancel them altogether now, which I don't remember a time when this ever has happened, though, because it seems like, we're just protecting our guys and we don't want anything stupid to happen.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is phenomenal on the television because not only is he wildly handsome, he also has a resume that immediately upon him speaking, you should say, oh, this guy is supposed to be talking about the NFL. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's a staple in 2 different cities of their team. He's an absolute icon. And today he's joining us with our friends at Fisher-Price and Mattel Creations for the little people, which is through, all the NFL teams have a set of these for $25 right now at Mattel Creations. This is a little me. Look at little me.
Oh, wow.
Look at little me.
Look at you.
Look how cute little me is. Thank you to Fisher-Price. Go to MattelCreations.com. You can buy yours. Joining us now, a man who I assume has some opinions on what we're speaking about right now, Andrew Whitworth.
What's going on, baby? Hey, I got one too, Pat.
Whoa.
Is that
coat and the hoodie? Come on.
Hey, yours looks better than mine. Mine looks like mine will get bullied by yours. I think. Mine's a little soft, but he's a cutie. He's a little cutie down there.
Love it. Hey, this is a perfect segue for me jumping on, talking about not playing in the preseason, getting Aaron Rodgers out there. Somebody who knows a little bit about not playing in the preseason the last 5 years. I admit it, I was nervous going into game one when I played no preseason games, like just strapping it up, going out there with the energy and the fans and the lights, feeling the nerves just for a second. You know what? It is different. It's different when you walk out there. And for me, earlier in my career, when I did play in preseasons, I don't feel like game one was as big a deal. But when you don't play at all, you don't put on any pads or a helmet, and then you walk out week one, there's some nerves and adrenaline running. That's definitely a different feeling.
How many years did you play again?
16.
So years 16, you're saying game one, still a little bit of jitters whenever you're walking out. Now, granted, if you lose those, you should probably retire. But you're saying without playing in the preseason, there's a lot more pressure feeling for a 16-year vet than you could have imagined.
Yeah, I just think a practice is different. We all know it. Walking out in the practice field in your pads and your helmet and scrimmage against somebody is great. But when you step out in that arena, especially for us, our last couple of years with the Rams, this is a Monday night football game or a Sunday night football game. It was a big game, and you're strapped up and the lights are on and the fans are there and it's loud. That adrenaline, you're just not used to the feeling, because even in a preseason game, when you do that, you feel your heart rate up a little bit. It's just a little different. Just having that feeling, I think sometimes is why veterans, they're like, why would he play? It just, they want to get out there and have some nerves and maybe have a bad play and get it over with.
Yeah, get it out of the way almost. This doesn't matter. Like, how do you feel about the joint practices? Because it feels as if all the teams that are doing the joint practices are not playing their starters in the game. Now, game and joint practice, I understand same players, but to your point, the atmosphere, the energy, the jitters where it really matters are keeping score. There's a ref, for some reason, who can't get the calls out of his mouth whenever he's making those calls. Let's get a little bit more confidence out of that guy representing the entire game. But how do you feel about the joint practices kind of replacing that? And how do you think this is just the new norm going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think that teams are starting to realize that especially maybe two is too much. I mean, going back-to-back days, if there's any animosity built up on day one, a couple guys get chippy in pass rush, or, you know, a guy gets too close to the quarterback, it just seems like day two, there's always something that escalates out of it. I know that was our experience when Raiders came to town a couple years ago for us and scrimmaged at our place up in Ventura and Kalu. But, you know, we ended the second practice, I think, only 15 minutes into it because of a fight in special teams. And, you know, I heard Matt LaFleur kind of say that. Day two's getting to where it's more fights than production. And so I just think coaches are saying, hey, there's still good things that come of it. We want good on good. We want some competition. And preseason games, you can't set certain situations you want your guys to play in. We want a red zone situation. We want a 2-minute. You know, we want to end a game. They can kind of create scenarios that they really can't put their ones in those positions. So there's still really something useful that you can get out of them, but maybe 2 days is too much. Just one scrimmage, one practice against each other and get out of there.
I know all the staff would appreciate that too. You know, we got to get treatment in here. We got to get all of our equipment over there. We got to get it back and forth. How are you getting treatment? And, well, we have to use I mean, I didn't even think about those types of things that are taking place behind, because they're all split in facilities, I assume. So the support staff, I would assume, would be in on one day. Let's make this a special occasion and move forward, because when is it a detriment and when is it helping, I guess, is a fine balance that they're all trying to figure out. Go ahead, AJ.
Wait, I wanted to ask you about your old team, the Rams, and Sean McVay. I think people are kind of, I would say they're under the radar. People think it's like a rebuild situation. What are your expectations for them?
Oh, whose house?
Ooh.
Hey, baby.
Rams house.
You know what? It's one of those things to me. Their team is going to be, they're really young, 36 rookies in camp. It's just unheard of. It's wild how many rookies are there. I'm walking around the building, like trying to dab people up I know, and it's hard to even find them in the locker room. I'm like, man, I think I might know this kid, but maybe not. So, you come back, I was only gone a year and a half. Nobody, I have nobody to talk to. But it's this team, to me, it's got some young talent. I think some of these guys they've drafted, from a Byron Young, seeing him turn it on last week against the Raiders in practice. He was a guy that I was standing with Dave Ziegler during practice, and he's like, tell me about this kid. He's shown up over and over again in the team drills, and he's a young pick. Puka Nacua, maybe one of the most fun name to say this season, because he has really shown up. Everybody in Rams camp's excited about him. And some of those other picks, I think they look good. They look talented, but they're young. And so you know how that goes, AJ. I mean, they're going to get out there. They're going to have a good season. They're going to have good moments in games. but they're going to make rookie mistakes. And I don't know sometimes if you have that many rookies on the field, what's the end-all record? I mean, yeah, you have some great leaders and great players with Stafford and Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp and others, but at the you end up with that many rookies, you're going to have those moments in the game that you lose just because maybe experience is your biggest adversity situation you're going to face each and every week. Is there's going to be something new they're going to have to learn in every game situation.
Such an interesting transition here for the Rams, because at the beginning, fuck them picks. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sure, please have him back.
No, yeah. We won a Super Bowl though with that mindset. Yeah. So that's good. That's what we're Hey, and then the moment with your kids.
Oh yeah.
That's that right there.
Hell
That's
yeah.
it.
I mean, everything was good. It was great. It was great. Now we're on the other side of it. It's like, how long do they have, you think, during this transition era with Stafford and Aaron, everybody you just talked about? How many years do you think they're committed to potentially having to find another team again after the whole we're going all in to win a Super Bowl at home thing?
Well, I think that's the toughest part is that those guys really, you look at it, I mean, Aaron Donald was contemplating retirement, 2 years ago or almost a year ago. And then Matthew Stafford got banged up last year, Cooper Kupp as well. How many more years are they going to keep that together and then let these young guys grow and also collect some of these draft picks? I mean, this might be the first time they've picked a first rounder since, I don't know, Jared Goff this next year. So it's going to be, hey, how long can these guys hold on? You got great leadership. You got a great quarterback, the best 3 techs ever played the game, in my opinion, and Aaron Donald. And you know what? Can they stay long enough for us to get some of these young guys grown up, have some experience, and add some more talent to compete again? Because that division is not going to be easy. Seattle looks like a team that's really on the rise, and San Francisco is going to be one of the best in the game this year.
So I think my favorite part of that Rams team, and you say young guys there, and he's happy to hear that because that hasn't been said about him for like the last 6 years he's been in college. 4th round pick, Stetson Bennett. Hey, looks like a guy, huh? Looks like a guy.
Stats. He's one of those guys in practice that you can tell the new stuff that he hasn't experienced. It's like you're a young quarterback trying to learn the motions and the fly sweeps. And everyone knows Sean McVay's offense is not something you're just going to walk in and master week 1 or 2 of doing it as a quarterback in camp. But when things are, static and they can just kind of run simple concepts and he can sit back there and just show how quick he can get through his reads and progressions, he's really looked well, and he doesn't look too big for him. And I think that's something they're really excited about is what could his future be? Because he also made a play with his feet the other day that you could tell, and it got called back real holding, but kind of a QB read that he showed what his ability is to get out of the pocket and then use his feet too in space. So I think it's one of those things. He has some things that you like, and so I see his progression is going to be fun.
Lombardi called him the next Brock Purdy. Yeah. This guy's he wins. Mm-hmm. Everybody around him loves him. He can move and make every single throw. I don't know if Stetson takes that as a compliment or not, but Brock Purdy's back balling after a Tommy yawn, and it feels like Stetson's going to be a guy too. You're about to say balling?
Man. I feel like, he's got to just continue to grow, and I think nobody better than Sean McVay to be with for that. Really the detail and execution and fundamentals of Sean are special. But what we need for you guys is what I was thinking about this. I'm on here, Little People Collector Set. Pat, how cool would it be to get the Pat McAfee Show in on the Fantasy Frenzy Sweepstakes? The team, people this year, what's different? I know last year we talked about the Super Bowl, the Eagles and Chiefs, the collector set. But this year, we had all 32 teams, and you can enter your fantasy team, and they have a chance to win the sweepstakes and have up to 12 people have their own.
Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa!
We got to get a Pat McAfee Show collector's set after winning the fantasy prize.
Whoa!
Yes.
You can get one of these, 12 of you.
Okay.
Your fantasy league.
Shut up.
Not yours. How do you win? How do you win?
You got to enter the sweepstakes, MattelCreations.com. Go there, log on, sign your team up, and somebody's going to be chosen as the winner.
You ain't going to win.
I guarantee I do.
Yeah. No, you're not going to win.
I already drafted.
Bet I do.
You're not going to. No, you're not, Chris.
Bet I do.
You're not either.
I'm going to win.
No, I'm winning.
I've already drafted my team. My team's going undefeated.
I'm doing fantasy football for the first time ever in my life. I'm actually paying attention to this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm back in it. Our league's going to go.
Team's still going to stink compared to mine.
No, you're not even in my league. So.
I'm still mad. We had the discussion today, Pat, about NFL on Prime doing one, and I said, listen, last year we did pick'ems. We didn't show who the winner of the pick'ems was.
Who's that?
I'm not going to name who the guy was, but I'm just saying we didn't show it, so I told him for that reason I'm out. If we're not going to tell who wins it on air, maybe like somebody you're talking to, then I'm out on the whole thing.
Oh, didn't want to give the big guy any love.
If I just show the winner, then let's just not talk about it. All right, let's move on to a different segment.
But you did get one of these, and those other bums didn't. You know what I mean? So it's a little.
Right.
You did win in the end. This Thursday is just your guys' first one back.
Come on, preseason. Me and Carissa, we're on the road. First one.
Let's go. I think
Colts, Philly. I'm hoping to see Anthony Richardson play. I don't want to ruin date night. I mean, this is. Come on, I'm leaving the wife and kids at home.
Yes.
Can we get AR out on the field?
Boom. That's what we're asking for, Coach Shane Steichen. You know what, Coach Shane Steichen? I've heard if you put them in, you get one of these.
That's right.
I heard you get one of these, Shane, if you want it or not. All right, we appreciate the hell out of you, Whit. Have an incredible season. We appreciate everything that you did for the NFL last year and going to do this upcoming season. Good luck in the second year on television, pal.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank y'all, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Whitworth. Hey, listen.
Great speaker. Get you one of these.
AJ, you got one of these, I do believe, but we had to take it and use it today because Ty forgot his.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look at this little guy.
But AJ doesn't have his own.
No, of course not.
Idiot.
Is this thing attached?
Darn.
He must be attached to the platform.
Not enough material.
Yeah. Oh, if you can't take them off there, rip them off there.
No, I don't want to break.
Why would
He
he
gave
want
it
to
to
do
me as a
that?
gift.
You wouldn't break them. You don't want to, have them.
It's a podium for it.
Yeah, he got me up on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Got my little guy up on stage.
My fantasy team's gonna win for sure. I'm getting my whole family made.
Your fantasy league, it's a fantasy league. Your fantasy league's going to lose because my fantasy league's going to win.
No,
His team came in last place last year, too.
Oh, yeah, and there was no punishment either.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
I don't have to. Yeah, a lot of cool punishments floating around the internet always.
yeah. Well, AJ was real quick to say Bill was too busy killing people to do our entire fantasy football team, so that's why we came in.
We talked about this, didn't we?
That's what he
Did we
said.
talk about not saying that about Bill anymore?
No.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
I wasn't there for that
I
conversation.
wasn't there either.
Bill was the great teammate.
You guys came in last, so.
Yeah.
Still a great teammate.
Yeah, but
Great-
kind
we
of
had
an
a great
embarrassment
culture.
to the program.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of an embarrassment. I'm doing it with a bunch of guys back from West Virginia.
Ooh, here we go.
Old college teammates. Yeah, old college teammates. We're doing a fantasy football thing, and
You'll be super attentive to that. I'm sure you'll definitely keep up on it.
I've tried my best in these group texts to keep up with everything everybody's saying about everything. They sent over the rules. What are we doing?
When's your draft?
There's a lot
What
of
do you mean? What kind of
draft?
rules?
It's sometime.
You're definitely
Is it
taking part in the
September?
draft too.
I'm
Yep, you'll
honored to
there.
be asked to be a part of this fantasy league.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
sweet.
It's called Tough Street. Okay.
Whoa.
So one of our friends who passed away used to say he grew up on Tough Street. The further down the road you lived, the tougher you were. I lived at the end of the road, is what he used to say all the time. It was like it was a classic, just such well delivered every single time. Type of guy who would actually gnaw your Achilles. We all are very bummed that he passed away and everything. So I feel honored to be asked to be a part of this. My team's name is End of the Road, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
End of the Road.
That's great.
Now, I did get picked 12-team random drawing. I'm picking 12th.
It's all right.
Sorry,
It's not bad.
As long
Not
as
bad,
it's a snake
actually.
draft, you're good.
Yeah.
That actually was a full conversation. It is a snake draft.
All right.
That's a
You're
good pick, actually, in a 12-teamer.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm in a good spot.
I think
yeah.
so.
You're always gonna have 2 picks in a row, so you don't have to be toiling between. Oh, should I take this guy? I want to make sure no one takes this guy. You got to pick the litter, take them both.
Definitely sounds like something Pat will be toiling over what he's going to do on the fantasy draft.
What's your problem? I am in here.
I mean, I feel like I know you pretty well. This is none of this is going to happen. So I mean, it's cool that we're talking about it. Though.
It is. I will. My team
You can just
will
auto
be,
draft. Can't you make them draft for you?
Well, yeah.
So I think it's a bonding thing, isn't it? This
Yeah.
draft?
It's all about being in that group chat.
Shit
That's
talk.
the only
Cool.
thing
You
that
had
matters.
a live draft, like where you all like take part together.
I don't know. I seen the punishment
Those are
for
fun,
last
people
place.
say.
Looks like a good time.
Oh, what is it? What do you got?
Oh no!
I don't know if it's been voted on. It's been the only idea that's been thrown out there. It's the whole pancake thing at the diner.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
That's a
What's that mean?
Because I'm in.
What's that mean?
Tough. You have to
24
stay in a
hours.
diet for 24 hours, and every single pancake you eat, it takes an hour off the clock. So if you eat 24 pancakes, then you can leave.
Yeah. Are people doing that?
Oh,
yeah.
Punishment, yeah.
There's the
People are in there
punishment.
like 13, 15, 16 hours.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. That's a
Yeah,
long time.
I agree. I've seen that float out there, and I'm like, who has 24 hours to stay in a diner? What is? I can't sign up for this. And then I didn't want to complain about that because I've seen some other punishments, and I'm like,
Sure.
I don't want to sign up for any of this shit.
No.
Yeah, that.
How many pancakes could you eat in a row? What would you eat? 4 right off the bat, and then what? Take a break?
Yeah, my buddy actually just did this on Saturday for our fantasy football league. He got 15 down. but it was 3 plates of
So
fire.
he's there for 8 hours.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
So he just sat there. Did someone sit with him?
9 hours. Yeah. No. There's a casino next door. So he was just in there.
Oh, well, that doesn't count.
What do you mean?
What? No. That's where the people went. He ate them alone.
Anyways,
Oh,
I'm
he's staying
excited
there.
and pumped, and I'm going to be very attentive.
Yep.
Because I don't want to be stuffing my face if that's what they end up deciding. But they're talking about rules and shit, bro. I didn't know there was this many things. There's a lot of things.
Yeah. Just don't take Justin Tucker. I know you're going to want to take Tucker first. Just take him.
Scores every time he goes on the field. Is that not good? You tell me. Is that not fantasy? Okay, sweet. What is his points per minute on field? Better than everybody. Give me that guy.
Is there kickers in the league?
Oh, there's a bunch of rules sent over yesterday, bro.
What kind of rules do they have? What do you mean? Like,
PPR, IR spots, how many bench spots you have, tie breaking.
Hold on. Let me fucking read these things.
so you're going to have somebody that's in charge, like the commissioner, like pays
Oh, yeah.
attention and does all this. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know this about a guy who was my roommate. He seems to be pretty plugged in the whole fantasy thing. There's payouts, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. It's another reason to get together. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a good camaraderie builder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of rules. I don't know.
Big shit talk game. Big shit talk game.
They're all just going to be shit talking me because I got a feeling.
You might get first place being that way. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all luck.
It's all luck.
Foxy said
It's
the only
all
one.
luck.
So I should just be talking shit in here as if I have a chance.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Because I've been trying to kind of dial it back because
No.
I'm feeling like. Because didn't my team get what, second to last year? When
Yeah, but you were
Yeah,
in
I believe
first for
so.
the first 4 or 5 weeks.
yeah, easy come, easy go.
Cooper Kupp got hurt.
Yeah, it's all about injuries. 50-50.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phones here as we wrap up hour 2. Big shout out to Andrew Whitworth coming by. Amazon kicks back off this Thursday. What's up?
We could do a little mock draft for you after the show if you want. Maybe just go over some things, some ones and twos, you know?
Sounds like you
Lock it
Connor,
in.
Yeah.
Lock it
12, 13. Yeah, why don't we do that? 12-teamer. We can kind of
Let's do
see
it.
the lay of the land.
Yeah.
AJ, you gonna do it? I heard a let's there.
Yeah. Let's do some LARPing too, Con man. That sounds like a great time.
Hey, I love LARPing. Do not compare mock drafting to LARPing.
Hey, Goomp,
Yes, sir.
you a good fantasy footballer?
First year I ever did it was last year, the one we were in. That's the first time I ever done it.
Did he win?
His team was pretty good.
Yeah, he went to the finals, right?
Jalen Hurts
Who did
got
well?
hurt at the end. It kind of sewered me.
Seward you.
Nice.
Stewart.
Who did win?
Me and Bruce were in the finals, and then the whole DeMar Hamlin thing happened, and Bruce was like, "We got to keep playing the game," and then no one won.
That's not
That's
true.
what happened.
That's bullshit.
Skip
I didn't know
Bruce
Skip
Brown.
Bayless was like that.
That's what he said.
Foxy had
Wow.
like Dawson Knox, and he wanted the game to keep going,
No.
so that he could come back and win.
Whoa.
I
That's
would
what
That's
happened.
why I hate fantasy football. You hear what it's making these guys?
Exactly.
I would have won either way.
This is disgusting.
I'd win again this year. If you
When's
guys wanna
fantasy
run it
football
back.
draft season? Is that this week?
Week before.
People are doing them right now, but yeah, typically.
Week of week one.
Yeah,
pretty
do
much.
it the Wednesday before the Thursday night game.
Let's go to the phones.
Injuries, that's why.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm working.
Final rosters too, right?
Yeah.
And that's what, every week I got to do stuff
I guess it
there?
doesn't matter.
Check it once a week. Just make sure you don't have any guys who are starting on buys.
Of
Yeah.
course. I'll do that on Thursdays. Is that today?
Yeah. Well, the tough thing, I mentioned this to you on Sundays when guys are questionable, and then sometimes they're out, sometimes they're playing. That's where
Just call Ian.
that's where I don't think
good.
we have a chance.
You guys are all going to be doing this for him. Mitt, strap in, buddy. It's going to be a long fantasy.
Whoa, you think I'm handing this
Somebody.
over to Mitt, bro?
Yeah.
I would.
Mitt, you do
Mitt can
fantasy?
have-
Mitt, you ever do
yeah.
fantasy football, pal?
Fucking two times.
Fuck yeah.
I do real football. I do real football, thanks.
I am very good at fantasy football. I did get second place in our league last year, but that was
No,
because
you didn't.
Actually,
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. Look it up. I
Foxy
swear.
played him in the championship.
Nope.
but yeah.
Nope. Foxy lost to Bruce. I beat.
Oh, it was a round robin?
Oh, geez.
Yes,
Okay.
no.
I
You
played
won the
Bruce
rubber
2
match?
weeks.
Okay.
I played Bruce for 2 weeks in the finals, and Bruce did beat me. That is true.
You played for 2 weeks in the
But I
final?
thought you won.
Oh, so he didn't play Fox.
Mitt didn't even bring
So confused.
No, I
What
got
are you
second
talking
place.
about, dude?
Bruce.
Me and you played
I
the
beat
finals.
Foxy in the finals.
What? How,
Well,
Mitt, how does this happen?
What's going on?
Which is what this is what. By the way,
Mitt he had his computer stolen, so he probably missed it.
Yeah, it could be.
For the fourth time.
bro, I was playing week 14 on week 17 because my computer was missing for 14 days.
It's a different time zone.
Bro, a bench guy, a starter guy. Mitt, what happened there, pal? You just making things up?
No, I'm not making things up. I do specifically remember that I was
okay.
playing Bruce.
Never mind. Never mind.
Me and Bruce were talking a lot of shit about
Did
the
he
game.
beat you?
Yes, Bruce did fucking win.
All right, well, you made it to the you played after the finals.
That's right. You made the playoffs. Maybe.
This office sucks.
I'll run your team, pal. I can optimize every position.
Yes, we're not starting this first day back.
Whoa.
No way.
Gump, what are your thoughts on old Fake Goomp that took your spot there for a long time?
Nah, he's been dead for a long time.
So you're in the room now watching it take place.
Yeah. They have the same hat on.
What's that about, pal?
Got that Fidel hat.
Oh, no.
Come on.
That hat's never seen the light of day since that show.
Well, the good thing about it is if it was in his luggage, it wouldn't be here anyway.
Exactly.
Gumpy made it to America. All of his shit did not.
Nope.
Pretty much.
Is it coming or are they keeping it?
Yeah, it's on the move today for sure. Stayed up till 1 a.m. waiting for it last night, actually.
Say, what time was delivery ETA yesterday?
12:36 last night.
a.m. Stay up, especially in your apartment building. We don't leave this outside.
Yep.
Oh, actually, it's been postponed to 4 a.m. Need you to stay up.
Okay.
Postponed to 8 a.m. Actually, maybe 4 or maybe Friday.
I mean, in the airport's defense on this one, I did kind of force my way onto that plane yesterday. I showed up at 8:38 for a 8:40.
We didn't show up. The plane arose.
Customs held you until that time.
Yeah.
It turns out Gumpy didn't actually have a ticket. He was standby. He wasn't actually on the plane.
This guy almost got. I mean, what a shit show.
You couldn't make it up, dude.
Well, you can't make up the fact that a guy thinks he was in the finals of a fantasy. I mean, this
No.
show is just a never-ending supply of so dumb.
Dipshits.
Tune in today.
All the time.
Tune in today's Hammer Down for more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right. Hey, it's a good plug.
Yes.
Dahn.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go to the phones here as we wrap up hour 2, which has been really riveting. Nate in Michigan. What's going on, Nate?
Yo, what up, guys?
Yo, what's going on, Nate?
Two things for you. Welcome back, Gumpy.
Atta baby.
Thank you, sir.
Hell yeah.
And so, Pat, I just want to get your thoughts on Jack Fox. I'm a big Lions fan. I think he's
Just kidding.
he's the second highest paid punter in the league. I love the guy. He's one of my favorite players for a while. And just want to get your thoughts. And also see if you keep in touch with these new guys.
Thank you, Nate. Yeah, I got to meet Jack last year. I don't remember where it was. Maybe the Pro Bowl.
Preseason, maybe?
Maybe, yeah, with the Colts up at training camp.
Yeah.
I got a chance to chat with him. He has a monster leg. What he's able to do with the football is awesome. He had a great game, too, I think, the other day.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I was watching. I got to see him hit a ball a couple times because I saw a fair catch take place. And I often wonder, who hit that ball? And then it was Jack Fox walking off the field. He's remarkable.
He's awesome, and he's really good at fakes. He's converted a lot of fakes on fourth down as well.
Great athlete.
Yes.
Absolute stud. Tommy Townsend of the Kansas City Chiefs, he has a leg similar to old Jack Fox, able to absolutely murder the ball. The dude at the Raiders, Cole. I think his name, has a massive leg. There's like 5 guys I got up there all at the top who have booming legs. Like, it's different when the ball flies.
Stonehouse.
Yeah, those rookies.
Big balls.
Ryan Wright, the Vikings dude.
Yeah, and there was a dude, Behringer, right?
Yeah, Bryce Behringer for the Patriots now, yeah.
He had first game jitters, I think, which happens with kickers and punters. I think first game got to get it out of you a little bit, especially if you're new to the league. A lot of the rookie kickers and punters did better in week 2 than they did in week 1, which is good. I think they're going to be able to just go on them. Behringer hit a couple monsters, 70-yard balls, I think.
Huge balls.
He's hit them straight down the field, though. Which is not normal Patriots stuff.
Not to the sideline.
Yeah, I guess Bill's like, hey, if you're going to hit this ball 5-0, 70 yards, let's go ahead and do that. We got Slater. Let's get you comfortable. But, yeah, he was playing that fucker straight down. Monster balls.
Yeah, huge. And then, who was it? Jordan Stout was doing the...
big ball.
Yeah.
Kickoff.
Big.
Oh, yeah, the kickoff game. That's what it was.
Yeah, I watched him hit a 92-yard kickoff on the internet.
Yeah.
Some of these dudes, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know how they're hitting these balls as high and as far as they are, but good for them. Absolutely good. Who's the punter for the Bears? Trent Gill?
Trent Gill, yeah.
He hit a couple big balls. Warm-ups, I saw some balls. I'm like, oh, that's a big ball there.
Rigoberto being back.
Love him. He hit some big balls. Yeah. Seems like it's in good hands. It's a golden era of punters, AJ, even though they're trying to get priced out of the league.
Bullshit.
Is there any punters right now that are just straight tacticians? They don't hit boomers, but they can just put it in a bucket?
So, I think you have to be able to hit a boomer in the NFL now, but Thomas Morstead is a jugs machine. He just hits that thing. Just like this right here.
Automatic.
Just like this right here. Michael Dixon, he's so good. Forget about him because he's all the way out there. Tress Way's been in the NFL forever. Has hit monster balls. Logan Cook is huge. He's like 6 foot something, massive guy.
Beast.
Mitch Wishnowsky, love the way he plays.
Oh, yeah.
Wishnowsky. Love the way he plays.
Wasn't he like a Aussie Rules football guy or something?
Yeah, all these Aussie guys. Michael Dixon, he was a good Aussie Rules football player. Now, Michael Dixon, remember, is what everybody was hoping for when the next Australians came over. It was like, oh, we got the next Michael Dixon because at Texas, he fucking
crushed.
Was the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But, kicking game is good right now. Moody hit his first game winner.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Hit a close one first, too.
That was the game winner was
real close.
Yeah.
Real close.
Carlson.
Who cares?
Carlson for the Packers had a 54-yarder, and he looked much better than he did last week.
Jake Elliott hit that 56-yarder.
Mauer,
Yeah, guy's got
Mauer
big
actually
legs.
kicked one this week.
Justin Tucker had a 60-yarder last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maurer for...
He's now with. Well, they got rid of McManus and they brought him in. He missed. I think he missed 3 last week, but he made a long one this week.
McManus down in Jacksonville. He had a good week, I think. And they cut a guy who was really good for them.
Riley
Patterson?
Yes.
And
He's
now
with the Chargers.
Got it.
Who's had?
No, is he? No.
Lions.
I thought he was Lions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lions.
Chargers have Cameron Dicker and Dustin Hopkins.
Oh, yeah,
I
Dicker.
think in a competition. I think they're currently competing against each other. I think.
Oh, yeah, because they signed Hopkins from Washington, right? And then they started kicking field
And people are saying, why are you talking about kickers? Because it matters. Okay, this is from the E-Cyclopedia. Obviously, shout out to Frank the Tank. 18.7% of NFL games have been decided by 3 points. Yeah, is that a big number? I don't know. You tell me. 28% of games have been decided by 1 to 3 points. Is that a big? You tell me. 56% of games decided by 1 to 7 points. That's why they always say parity matters and extra points matter and these little short kicks matter. And if you got a guy missing, it's probably going to show up at the end and fuck you over.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Which is why Justin Tucker is so damn impressive.
Ridiculous.
And why Boswell is so damn impressive. And McPherson is so damn impressive. And you go down the line, we got a guy, Matt Gay. We paid him here in Indianapolis. I hope he makes every kick. That'd be sweet. If he does that, good luck to him.
Gonna need him.
Let's get to a break. What do you say?
I'm just saying, they're gonna need every point that they can get.
Who?
Every team, but especially the Colts.
They should have had him just say something to the audience.
Take the mic for a little bit in his street clothes.
Yeah.
He was in pads.
Would have been sweet.
Oh, he was in pads? Okay.
Easily could have just been.
Still.
Hey, can't wait to play in front of all of you. Thank you for coming out. Go Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or his own little cool tagline.
Or like a TV timeout, like, now watch me throw this ball.
Yeah.
And then he hits a crossbar.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yeah, okay. I guess we could, yeah.
Would have been sick.
Actually,
A lot of untapped potential we could really dial in the future.
I want to let you know, I sent the ideas over. When I was sitting there, realizing that I'm not watching anything.
No.
Wait, when's Chris Angel coming to Lucas Oil?
September 8th.
Okay.
It's a kickoff concert.
That's still happening?
Okay, it's a concert.
That thing's still happening?
Yeah, are we sure?
Lolita's death is not going to stop the kickoff concert with the Jim Irsay collection and Chris Angel breaking a world record.
Did anyone else just think this?
Never know.
Is this a setup and Chris brings Lolita?
Boom. 2 for 1.
Yep.
Reanimator.
There we go.
This
The
is so
Houdini
sweet.
of our generation
This
is
is a
how
work.
Jim
Wow.
Irsay described it.
This is a work.
We're getting worked like a bunch of marks.
I mean, based on what we heard Saturday night, I don't think this could be a work.
What if Lolita comes through the open roof?
Yep.
Retractable roof.
Wow.
Out of the 757.
Yeah, lower
Chris
it down.
catches her.
Yeah.
That's the world record.
Yep.
Holy
Power cleans her.
Yeah.
I missed that fucking whale.
That's not Lolita either in that picture.
Thank
But
you.
Lolita hasn't jumped out of the water in 44 years.
Thank you.
You pig!
Calling an old
You
Thank you.
Come on.
That's
I'm just saying.
disgusting.
And how do we know it wasn't suicide?
Bingo!
No, it was
She's Buddhist.
It was a renal problem.
Kidney disease.
Thank you,
You're
AJ.
disgusting.
Thank
asshole.
you.
Too many hot dogs.
You get it, AJ.
We were told if we see Jim, please lift his spirits. He is heartbroken. I said, what? The whale. So,
Not the movie.
and you're out here making jokes.
I'm not making jokes. I would be heartbroken too if my whale committed suicide.
No, you
Oh,
wouldn't.
you son of a
No,
bitch.
you wouldn't.
You are way out of line.
Whale out of
Whale
line.
that whale saved Jim a lot of money. We know that.
Oh, yeah. He
All right.
really cared about that.
I am disgusted with the lack of respect for Takate
Yeah.
It's about
on
time.
this particular.
No, it's
The
about
picture of
time.
Jim Irsay in that talkie tape picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Crushed.
What a great graphic.
Yeah.
Lolita will be.
Way to go, Dirty.
Lolita will be with Harambe now. It'll be all be fine.
Way to go, Dirty.
Lolita.
I mean, unfortunately,
She's 4 feet off the water.
We know that's not Takate. We
Yes,
know
it is.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
my God, you
No,
are
it's
disgusting. Oh, I am getting
I know.
irrationally upset right now with the way you're talking about Takate.
Yep.
Stand your ground, Hawker. Stand your
I know.
ground.
Did we trade Takate for Goop? Is that what happened?
No.
I'd trade
Don't
Takite
drag
for
me
a
into
bag
that.
of balls.
Takate swam so that Gumpy could fly.
That's right.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good
Literally
point.
well said.
That's right.
Takite died, and Jim has cried.
Bars.
Leg
Yeah.
jump on the lane.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I do wonder how that plane trip would have went for old Takate, though. I said that in the first hour, and it's real. If this took her out,
Yeah.
what would have being at 45,000 feet been like?
Yeah, not good.
Would have killed multiple humans. Probably crashed the plane into the ocean.
I watched Hijack. If Takate was on there, none of that happened.
No chance.
Nah. Idris will get that buttoned up real quick.
Soaring like an angel.
For Takite.
Nice shot.
That's
Nice
for
shot.
Takate.
We're talking.
Rest in peace, Takate.
That one was never
Love
not.
you, Lolita.
And I
They
hope the
should
Colts.
use-
I hope the Colts play for Takate this year.
They will.
Helmet pad.
Or just play.
Jersey
Super Bowl or
patch.
bust.
For Takate.
You think there will be a helmet sticker or a jersey patch for Tuck?
What if they go team on me, Takate on 3? 1, 2, 3. Takate. Never forget it. Let's take a break.
Helmet sticker would be amazing. He has to appeal to the league and Roger Goodell to get a helmet sticker for the whale.
Brother Roger, if you met this whale, you would want him on the horseshoe. Him jumping through. Sorry, her.
Yeah.
Nah, she don't give a fuck. She's dead.
Jeez.
I am disgusted.
I mean,
so she
if-
all of a
can't
sudden got
believe
liver failure and died right towards the end.
Exactly.
Right, we're about to freeze it. Like, come on.
Yeah,
now we
what
know.
island's this
It was all
whale
the
on?
red
Show me
tape.
some video.
She swallowed all that
No.
red tape and it killed her.
'Cause
Yeah.
she's in captivity. They're feeding her fucking circus peanuts and dumping cans of Coke down her mouth. And
Good.
they can't have those.
And now you guys are mocking this 757 that was going to fly her to the open waters.
Guess
Not
what?
I. This son
Is
of
there
a bitch.
chlorine in the ocean?
I-
I don't think so.
Exactly.
Good point.
Yeah.
Great point.
I mean, if Jim really loved her, then he should change the name to the Indianapolis Whales.
For Takate, dude. Oh.
That'd be so cool if he did.
Yeah, the Indy Whales. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, Takate.
Yeah.
Needs a statue.
Yeah, she is.
Definitely needs a statue outside next to Peyton.
Oh, bonus ball, bonus ball.
Oh,
For Takate.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, she's with us, so
think so.
watch your mouth when you're speaking about Takate. Let's get to a break. Okay, Ian Rapoport's on the other side.
Okay.
Oh. He'd probably try to get the whale meat and smoke it.
He does like smoking meat,
Yep.
And
but I
whales.
don't think there's any whale meat getting smoked by anybody, especially Takate's. She's going in the rafters where she deserves to be.
That's right.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. And maybe be the friend that tells your friends when they're fucking up. What you guys are saying about Takate is out of line.
A whale penis is a dork.
That's a
Really?
good factual statement.
That is
Fun
true.
fact.
Yeah.
It's like a baseball bat.
Well, some of them.
Way
some of them
bigger.
not so much. You know, and they live a really tough life out there. They get bullied.
I do.
But those who have the big old dorks
Yeah.
are swimming around those waters, jumping all over the place.
Yao Ming size.
Bingo.
Yep.
The human, not
Yeah,
That would be
whole-
so
yeah,
scary.
the whole body.
That thing comes slithering out, red rocket style, like you see with a dog.
Yep.
And you know that dork is about to do some real damage.
That's right.
Takate was going to get to experience that for the first time, long time.
Oh, she was craving dork.
Why is it funny? Craven
Son of a
dork.
bitch. You son of a
Jeez.
Good Lord. Yeah, you guys really care about
how
Lolita.
dare
Oh,
you.
she
Yeah,
was
you guys
looking
care.
for
You
a
guys all
dork,
broke
huh?
up about it.
Okay, Tony.
Real broken up about
dare
it.
Yeah, these guys standing on their high horses.
Yeah,
God, Lolita,
save the world, guys.
she wanted a dork. You're an asshole.
Let's get to a break. Everything that's being said
Slut
right now.
shaming the dead whale, Tone. You can't do that.
All right. I don't like anything that just happened.
Here do I.
So let's take a break, let's reset, and then let's find out if any of what we just said is true from Rapoport,
Okay.
who probably has sources in the whale community.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll also ask about everything else happening around. Josh Jacobs allegedly going to be back for the Raiders.
Uh-oh.
What's going on with Jonathan Taylor? He's traveling with the Colts to the Philadelphia Eagles joint practice. What else is taking place that we need to know about? Ian Rapoport will join us on the other side of this break. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
Nice.
I will.
Nice.
I will.
Nice.
Be a positive member of society.
Yeah, don't be a dead whale.
Yes.
So that looks like the whale is Peyton's door.
Ooh, jeez.
Right.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
Hey, that's a win for everybody. Everybody wins there. Why not?
All right, take 5.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man with the dog mentality, Paisano, Coach Siriani. Yes. You're fucking awesome, dude. Did you ever feel any pressure that you were going to have to change and adapt to being a head coach and speaking in the same bullshit ways that every other head coach talks in?
Some of the best advice I got was be yourself, because if you're not yourself, everyone's going to see through it.
The messaging is the same. You're just doing it in your own way. And I think that's the most important part. And being authentic, you're 100% right. As you were saying, if I wasn't me, everybody who would tell the fucking locker room immediately going to be like, well, this guy, he's a stooge. There's another coach that wants to talk to you. Coach Siriani, your question for Coach Siriani.
I feel like I know you just as good as I know myself.
What is it about Jalen, you think, from your point of view, last year to this year, that is like cementing him as a guy that people are talking about? This motherfucker might win the MVP.
Well, I know which one thing you want me to say. He's a dog.
Yeah! Yeah!
He's a dog!
Yeah! Fucking dog!
Do you maybe want to play best 2 out of 3, rock, paper, scissors, coach first coach?
You're there forever, huh? Like, you have to have that mindset as the head coach. Like, do you feel like you're the perfect head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? Because it feels like the team is the perfect representative of the city of Philadelphia. And I might be wrong. I'm from Pittsburgh, so the Johns are going to judge me for that.
I love the passion of the city and how much they care about football, because I care about football. I love football. I don't have a lot of hobbies. My biggest hobby is football.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
What you got?
Scissors. Yeah, the same person.
Okay.
We both threw scissors.
Dog mentality really is to be in the moment that you're in now and not worry about what happened in the past, not worry about what's going to happen in the future. It's all about our process and about being here today to make sure we're about to go 1-0 this week. That's it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh, okay. I definitely got Jason Kelsey the kegs of beer. I was just trying to sweeten the deal of him coming back. As long as I'm the football coach here, I want him here, so I'm ready to give as many kegs of beer to him next year and the year after that and the year after that, because that guy is a dog.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Same man.
We are getting our ass kicked in this preseason game. Belichick is taking it to us. It's halftime, and we are getting booed like you've never been. I was like,
paper,
rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Oh, I think you might have rock there, but hey.
You got no idea what I'm going to do, because you're like, there's no way he's throwing scissors again. Come on, baby. I got a damn flower thrown at me. Right? A flower chucked down. We lost to the Chargers. Boom, flower chucked down.
Hey, how's your little manure settling in? That's literally what that John said as they were throwing that John at you. They were like, how's the manure and how's the flowers coming, coach?
Hey, this is game 7 here. Rock, paper,
scissors, shoot.
Scissors again. He threw scissors again, so did I. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, you guys are the same. Come on, hey, this is for 15 or 10.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh! Dog mentality.
I got dog mentality, coach. What can I tell you?
Pat McAfee sell on your stunner at WrestleMania. Where does that rank all time? That's got to be pretty up there.
Man, top three. And I got to say top 3 because The Rock, number 1, the way he oversold, and Scott Hall and some of the other guys that took it. But I mean, Pat has a natural feel for the business, epic performer, great on the stick.
I apologize that you're a punk bitch.
Athletically, that match he had with Theory was awesome. And then the kicker was not only the sell of the stunner, but to lay there selling, still guzzling the beer, the presence of mind to ad-lib and improvise it like this is a moment without even thinking about it. I think he's amazing. He's very entertaining. And as a human being, I like him a whole lot. And here's an off-the-record story. The second night that we were at Mania, I was just planning on drinking whiskey with my Broken Skull Sessions crew. And so we had a bottle all lined up, and we were just going to drink during the show and show respect to the people that were working. Well, Vince called me into his room and said, "Hey, man, would you come out in the end, stun me, McAfee, and Theory?" And I said, "Sure." So I couldn't drink until after the show. Okay, so the show happens. I go out there, stun all those cats. Brock Lesnar gets done with his match, the main event with Roman Reigns. And me and Brock have been wanting to bond together and have a few cocktails to begin with. And he goes, "Hey, man, you got anything?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Where are we meeting?" He goes, "My locker room." So it was myself, Brock Lesnar, Larry, one of the trainers who's been there forever, you know Larry, and Pat McAfee.
What a day, what a dream, what a life. Now I'm gonna have a couple more Steve Weisers. What? Maybe a little whiskey. What?
And we took down a fifth. We just passed the bottle around. At first we were drinking out of little cups. Then it just turned into the bottle. And we took down a fifth of Maker's Mark in about an hour. And then we all went our separate ways.
Hey, fucking
And I heard through the grapevine that a couple of those guys woke up with severe headaches.
Really? And I don't want to undersell this. Really hungover. You know what I mean?
From what you had inside the ring that we saw on camera, and then what was there a thing afterwards?
Well, you know, there might have been, yeah, a lot afterwards.
But it was a bonding moment, after a big show like that of four guys, and I just barely met Pat, but he was already one of the boys because of his football background and how everybody, the WWE has taken to him. And me and Brock's relationship goes back a long way, as does Larry. So it was a good time, and that was one of my highlights of WrestleMania, a behind-the-scenes moment that I shared with you.
But then as we learn more and more about you, and I think the Masters does a great job of telling stories, and that's why it is so big internationally, I'm a small swinger, half swinger as well. The reason why I do it is because I'm not athletic enough to make solid ball contact, so I have to shorten that thing down, and I'm nowhere near as flexible. I learned about you that your swing is like that potentially because you were born with club foot. Is that the true beginnings of why your swing is the way it is?
I've learned recently that when it comes to club foot, I'm in a less severe end of the spectrum based on the people I've met. But if I have to give you an image, I mean, if this is my leg and my foot, right? Looking from the side, my leg up until the ankle's fine, and then my foot was turned 90 degrees and then another 90 degrees as well. So the whole outside of my foot and the top of my toes were on the ground.
When was this? When you were a child?
I was born like that.
Dude.
Hey, buddy. Look, you get this.
What's up, buddy?
There you go. So,
how are you?
You want to bring me a chip? Look at that. You know that they were hungry?
Hell yeah, that's the most relatable thing. I'm keto. I can't eat that.
So the funny thing is, I was born with that, and then at the time the process is they took my foot and broke it into place. So an specialist broke my ankle in place, cast it right away. My parents saw me with a cast on within 20 minutes of being born. What that did is, when you're growing so much, how you doing? Look at that. Don't cancel the show.
Now you do whatever you want.
When you're developing as a child so quickly, that leg didn't develop the same way. So from knee down, it's smaller. See you later, buddy. Go with him.
Hey, see you, dude.
He likes being on TV.
Hell yeah, he looked very natural. Ain't he incredibly cute?
Yeah.
So from the knee down, just developed differently?
From knee down, my leg is a little shorter. For most Americans, about half an inch. And then my right foot is smaller as well, with very limited mobility. The way my ankle developed, it's barely anything. So for that reason, I had to get 2 surgeries to stretch my Achilles tendon to get a little bit more mobility. But even then, it's very, very, very limited. So when you're talking about loading your right hip in golf, my ankle can't support a full turn. Therefore, 3/4 swing. That's basically what it is in a nutshell. It helps to be a big enough athlete in golf to still get the leverage to hit it long enough. But yeah, that's the way I have the swing I have.
Hey,
Why?
let's go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Gumpy's Back in America Monday, August 21st, 2023. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Football! is happening.
Hell yeah.
Preseason's everywhere. There's more joint practices and storylines developing. We'll cover all of them. That's AJ Hawk. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys turn Diggs is here. The other half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys. Bubba Gumpino back in America.
Hell yeah.
Deported for 446 days. Given a 10-year ban. Walked his ass right into the Thunderdome this morning with no limit on the amount of time he's allowed to be. 3 years. But other than that, no limit. He is in America for good, back in before football season. We love you, Gumpy.
Love you guys. Good to be home.
I just read through the internet, which I'm going to start doing a lot less of going forward. But I seen the reaction. Gumpy, the people are pumped that you're back, pal.
Very.
I hope you feel the love. I hope you appreciate everything that's being said about you, because for a long time, both governments were telling you to go fuck yourself. And there were some days where we thought you were never going to come back. And today's a day where everybody's saying, Goomp is home. And we fucking love you for that, Gump. And I appreciate the fact that everybody has remembered you and that you're all the way back in our family.
There you go, Gump.
We did it, lads. We did it.
Had to do some politicking, didn't we?
That was the end game. That was the end game.
Yeah, had to go, you can wear your John Cena.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
That's the politicking you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say whatever you need to say.
Go ahead.
All right.
He did.
Now on the flip side,
Bring him home.
we need a guy.
Yeah.
When does Gump's mandatory military service start?
Okay, so I heard that is actually in 446 days. You get the exact amount of time that you're banned, that you can kind of delay the start of this whole thing. Gumpy's going to be an absolute dog out there.
Yeah, sniper.
That's fair.
Absolute dog. He's going to be in
All's
charge of vibes, obviously.
Right. Yep.
I think he's going to be a sniper, and also he has the music control.
Yeah, of course. Which might
MVP always.
We know when I'm on the aux, it's fire every time.
Just hope they're
Guys
playing.
running towards gunfire.
What did we say? There was his music popped. Oh, yeah. There was potentially a new music person for a show or whatever that we kind of learned about. And we said literally anybody would be good except for Gumpy.
Yeah.
And this is Gumpy's first day back, and we just fucking have to bury him. I forgot that his music taste is horrendous.
No way,
But
man.
the good thing with like a military.
It is so bad. AJ, isn't
no
it?
way.
It is
Yeah, of
so
course.
bad.
He loves to introduce you to these up and comers that nobody's ever heard of, and they probably.
There's
And
nothing
they never
wrong
come,
with
by
that,
the way.
dude.
They are up. They are up,
You like the
man.
hits? You know the hits that you really like to hear? I'm not going to play any of them. You don't.
Yeah. One fucking plane ride to LA. AJ.
That's a
Never
long
did
time.
it.
That's a long time to be in charge of something, but
It made a lasting impression on him.
It did.
AJ's like, wow, is this a fucking 9-hour flight? Why does this feel so long? Oh, Cruel and Unusual Punishment, music that I don't know, and it's terrible pounding through my ears. Who's doing this? Oh, the guy that dressed like Fidel Castro.
Yep.
Okay, that's his head, not us.
No.
But everything other than that, Gumpy is the best at, and we're thankful he's back. Joining us now, senior NFL insider for the NFL Network and NFL Plus. They were running a banner ad for NFL Plus that took up actually 65% of the screen. Have you seen this on the NFL Network's display of these preseason games? They drop an NFL Plus thing that takes up the entire screen while football is happening. I'm like, all right, here we go. Now we're ruining NFL Network with NFL Plus stuff. I assume NFL Plus is working. I think people watching preseason games on there.
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
It won't let you AirPlay it from your fucking phone or tablet to your TV, so you have to watch it on your phone or tablet. Why?
So update the tech. Let's do it. If we're going to be forcing it down our throats, let's do that. Ian Rapoport, though, the focal point of NFL Plus, and a man that hosts the weekly wrap-up of Rap Sheet and Friends, us being friends, he being Rap Sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport.
Yeah, Rap Sheet.
How you doing, Rap?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
I don't know if you've seen, obviously you haven't because we haven't changed it yet, but we have a background for you that I've heard that you would know about, maybe other people would not.
Oh, boy.
This is Nantucket. Are you?
Yeah. That's basically been my life for the last 4 days, and that is every night around 7:30 or so. That is reality. It looks very nice.
Okay, so you're on vacation again, this guy?
Well, I'm literally working right now. I worked yesterday. Now, the location is different. So I'm not home, but I've been grinding here.
Oh,
Shut up. I bet.
Yeah, you look around at the fruits of your labor, but also gotta earn this.
Okay.
I get it.
Right. Like I was on a boat this morning and I took a phone call on the boat.
Oh.
Really? Everybody else on that boat loved it, I bet. I bet they were very happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they get a big kick out of it. Although it's Nantucket, so nobody cares. It's like Vegas. It's like a lot of people do, a lot of people do important things around here. Not like me, but real things, and so nobody cares.
Yeah, I've heard about a beach up there that actually has quite a scene a few years back, and they kind of ended it. I've heard Nantucket gets a little bit wild. I'm sure all the Yups love it. Happy you're calling us from there, and thank you for working on this Monday, August 21st. Let's start dive into what you maybe got a phone call about on that boat. Jonathan Taylor traveling with the Indianapolis Colts to the Philadelphia Eagles joint practice, allegedly via Shane Steichen's statement. Last week, he was out for personal reasons. Before that, it was rehab on his ankle. This is all during training camp. Very abnormal situation with a very loud negotiation happening around it all with Jim Irsay and his agent. Where do we stand? Him traveling with the team, this is good news. And is that what you got the call about on the middle of the boat where you pissed all these rich people off?
I don't get the sense that him traveling is interesting. And, it does sound like Shane Steichen is telling the truth. It sounds like he's going to be there. He's still on PUP. I don't get the sense that his status is changing at all, and I don't get the sense his trade request is being rescinded or is any closer to playing with the team. So him traveling is at least interesting, but it's not something that's indicative of like, all right, well, he's traveling, and then he'll come off PUP, and then he'll play for the Colts, and we'll be good. Like, I guess theoretically, maybe in the future that could somehow happen, but it doesn't feel like they're close to that now. It feels more like physically he will be with the team, but everything is still where it was before, which is Irsay thinking one thing, Jonathan Taylor having the trade request that still stands, essentially because the Colts have decided that he was not going to get a new contract this year, and everyone is still tense and at odds with each other despite where he might personally be.
Yeah, and he's getting $4 million this year to play running back for the Indianapolis Colts. We all just kind of started brainstorming publicly about how this could get settled. You give him a couple more $1 million guaranteed and let him know, hey, this is the reality of the situation. We're not able to trade you right now because nobody's going to want to give you a long-term contract at this particular stage of the NFL calendar. We don't have a lot of money. But it's gotten really ugly publicly, obviously. If he's back in the building, let's go take a road trip together. Maybe, you remind of like, hey, we can be. This is good. This is fun. It's good to be a part of a team.
Yeah.
We like that you're a part of our team. Maybe after 2 weeks away from the team, isn't that probably a step in the right direction?
Yeah, and I think for if you're everyone has a role in these negotiations, right? And so the GM is the business guy, and he's going to handle whatever negotiations with anyone are going on. You have the owner, Jim Irsay, who has been, uncommonly vocal, as most owners are not, but he is. Clearly the one, I would say, kind of driving this and making the ultimate decisions. And then you have the coach who's trying to coach the football team and bring and essentially recruit guys in to his culture. And I think eventually the Colts are going to have a really good culture because that is what Shane Steichen is going to expect and demand. And so that's kind of his role, is to see if he can bring, from a football sense, bring Jonathan Taylor in. Now, the other thing is, you said no one's going to trade for him. I have some questions about that, with all due respect, of course.
Really?
Because we're getting closer to the season. The leverage is, if you're a good team and you really have questions there, like, do you want to pay for a running back? I don't know. Not everybody does. But maybe you're like, I'm one player away, and this is the only way that I can get a great dynamic player. So I'm not saying anything's happening. I'm just saying we will see if anyone's willing to trade for him.
And I would assume that Malky, the agent of Jonathan Taylor that has been a part of this whole thing, is how everybody views it, because once he signed with Malky Kawa. Once he signed with him, that's when allegedly this thing all changed in the last few months. They're taking a firm line in the sand. They're saying this is how we're doing it. He would have to think that there's more money out there somewhere or a trade destination, right? If he was the one saying we want to be traded, you would think?
I mean, you would think, and this is sort of what agents do. Now, obviously, everyone's going to follow the rules, and no one's going out there and doing something that's going to get anyone in trouble, I believe. But, yeah, I mean, this is the agent's job, is to see what else is out there in the best interest of his clients. And, it seems pretty clear to me that if the Colts were willing to pay Jonathan Taylor what really, really good dynamic running backs make, that's where he would be. But if they're not, it is the agent's job to go out and say, like, what else is there? And that's why, I think the trade request was interesting. It was delivered, I think, in a pretty professional way to Jim Irsay's face, kind of reiterated there. and made clear, like, this is what's the best interest of Jonathan Taylor and his client. And that's what the agent's job is. But you're right. I mean, it does seem like when he made an agent changed, it seems the plans kind of changed a little bit.
I hope he gets paid all the money in the world. I hope he plays good football. But as Shane's trying to build this culture, a culture, might I add, where everybody on the sideline staff, coach's choice, white Air Forces.
Ooh.
They're wearing ice cream.
Really?
That's what everybody, the equipment managers.
Like all whites?
All whites. Freshest ice cream Air Forces.
That's cool.
Yeah, you're damn right. As soon as a couple guys I know that work there walked over and they're all wearing like fresh white Air Forces. I'm like, is this the sideline shoe of the year? They're like, yeah, we all got to pick out a bunch of them, whatever. I'm like, Shane's the fucking man.
Yeah, holy shit.
Let's go ahead and do that. That's a great choice. I love that. And then
I used to love Air Forces. I used to wear them in like 1997, 1998. I went back to my childhood home to get my old ones, and my mom threw them out.
Oh, no, they're not available either.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah, you go to Nantucket, can't get a fresh pair of ice creams.
Okay.
Obviously can't do that. And I know why you like them, Ian. Same reason I do. Just like cowboy boots, you're 2 inches taller in these things. I like that Shane Steichen's like, hey, our sideline's going to fucking tower everybody else, and we're going to look fresh. But with that being said, his culture, everybody is loving it.
Yeah.
It's like, how long do you... if he's traveling with the team, that makes me feel good. That makes me feel good personally. And maybe they'll figure it out. We shall see. Go ahead, AJ Hawk.
Ian, what about another running back out in Vegas, Josh Jacobs? Anything going to happen anytime soon? I know the head coach has been talking about it a little bit.
So it's August 21st, right? And so we're 2 weeks, a little more than 2 weeks for the season, right? So
17
this is around the time that guys will sort of sometimes show up. It's basically around the time frame where guys need to get ready. So unless Josh Jacobs is going to miss games, which I've not got any indication that's going to happen, you'd think at some point soon he would show up, right? I mean, it seemed like obviously the negotiations to a long-term deal didn't work. He did not get a new contract, but it seemed like at least everything was transparent and honest. And so my sense was this was not a situation where the player was like, I hate everyone, this team's terrible, they don't respect me. It was more like, we disagree on value, and so therefore we weren't able to get a deal done. So I would imagine, his window to show up is probably fairly close. And if that's the case, then it's an easy transition. RB1 comes in, sounds like he's in good shape, but come in, work with the team, take a couple weeks to get back. I don't get the sense that this will be anything that'll actually affect this team on the field for week one.
Yeah, him and Jimmy, we assume, will just pick right up. Yep. No problems at all. Of
course.
Josh Jacobs, consummate professional whenever he's there. Everybody loves him. Everybody enjoys him.
And an awesome player.
Led the NFL in rushing. You're talking about Jonathan Taylor being a dynamic player. He certainly is. He was not Josh Jacobs last year.
No.
He had less, he's not Saquon last year. He was the year before then, which is the big question mark about running backs is can you sustain being great at that position? I guess we'll see. These running back conversations hopefully don't happen again next offseason, but there's a lot of big name free agents next year in the running back market. We're really going to see if the narrative that's being built right now is reality or just the current circumstance.
That's right. Yeah, and that I was actually thinking about that because there's going to be probably, we'll see who kind of emerges this year, but 6 or 7 or more big name, really good running backs who are going to be, now some will get tagged, but going to be free agents moving forward. And then it's do none of them get paid, or does everyone go, you know what, these guys are valuable based on the current market because it's actually gone down. At some point it's going to go up. Free agency for the running back is going to be, I think, the biggest story next March, probably.
The punter market needs to go back up. You know what I mean? You said down. It needs to balance out at some point. Diggs has a question for you, Rap.
Yeah, Ian, the last quarterback competition down in Tampa Bay, Trask got the start this weekend. I thought he actually looked pretty good. He played a lot. Is there a decision coming out of there soon, or what are you hearing?
So it seems that, we got a preseason game this week. At some point, they will name a starter for that third preseason game. A lot of times, it's we're going to name this guy the starter, and then if he does well, that's our guy. Usually the third preseason game is the closest we get to what's an actual, warm up to the season. So that should be a good indication. I would say just kind of taking a I'll look at it from afar. It does seem like Baker Mayfield's in really good position there. And I think you sign him to that contract, you sign just him in general. That's probably the way it's likely going to go anyway. But what you want to do is you want to play the whole thing out, get the whole body of work, and then make a decision. But yeah, I mean, I think it certainly looks like from the way it's shaken out now that Baker Mayfield's in pretty good position.
I don't like what Baker's family allegedly did to him.
Yeah, not good.
You know what I mean, because this is, this could be a brand new, very hungry Baker, right?
Yeah. Sure.
This could be which could be good for the Buccaneers, but also would like to let Baker Mayfield know that's bullshit that happened to you. If that happened to you, you're never probably going to trust anybody ever again for the rest of your life. And that sucks, dude. Absolutely sucks. If what allegedly he invested in some of his family's businesses, and then
I think it was his dad's company, right? Wasn't that right?
Yeah, $12 million, and then it just disappeared. Yeah. And then now he has some questions about where it is. And on this call right here, I mean, obviously we've got people that have kin that have suffered from this. I think that's why we always try to say, not everybody's family is out of the movies. Not everybody's parents are good parents and actually care about their kid. Now, the Mayfields are obviously going to have their response. This is all alleged, but there's a lot of other situations that we've experienced in professional sports as a whole and in the NFL where sometimes these guys are getting preyed upon because they have money as opposed to being celebrated alongside. And it's fucked up if this is what happened with Baker, but on the flip side,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Revenge
we are back trying to
rip it up.
You know what I mean? We got to go. We just lost a significant amount of income for the rest of our lives. We need to get going. Not that Baker won't do well on the internet and be able to make a living, but it's that could be another,
Stack it up.
Here we fucking go.
Yeah.
Have we ever talked to Baker? I don't think so.
No.
I said what's up to him that one time
in Miami.
At Super Bowl. That was it.
That's it?
Yeah. Weird, right? Feels like this.
He's a good dude.
We don't know him.
You would like him.
No,
not at all.
I mean, you would like him because he's one of those guys that literally whatever you ask, he'll just tell you what's on his mind. So, it's not for everyone, but you like honesty more than a lot of people I know. So it would probably keep you on your toes, but he's a good interview.
Love it. He was on his toes that one night. I seen his highlights. He takes shots and just keeps coming.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? He takes shots, keeps coming in the NFL, in college, on the field, off the field.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. I love the way the guy plays. Love the way he operates. Fucked up what happened to him, if that is what happened to him. Do you know anything more about that as an insider, or is that just all, we'll see how it plays out?
I don't know any real facts about it and I think with these things, it's so hard because everyone on both sides are so sure about what happened that for
Michael
me,
Orr,
for instance, it's better to be let's just let this play out because and getting in someone's personal business is
not fun.
I do not always want to be there.
No.
Being completely honest. So I will let this one play out.
How about Michael Orr in the Tuies?
Yeah.
You know anything?
I mean,
the author's on his side.
No.
Yeah, no. He's
the author's on whose side?
RL
I thought he was on Orr's side. I thought he said Michael didn't get any money from it.
Yeah, no, he
did.
basically
But
said,
didn't he also say the family didn't get a lot of money from it? Which,
yeah, my understanding of it, and this is just from following loosely because I met Michael Orr at the Senior Bowl, and he was so intimidating looking. We had great conversations.
Massive.
In his face, he has resting I will fuck you up face. It is one of the most.
Yeah,
he was on my field. He was on field goal, and it's you don't deserve to be you should not be on my field goal team.
So sorry.
But with that being said, when you look at me, I'm scared to death. So I'm going to tell you that every time I see. He's very kind, very, very nice to me. I always understood the story. And I don't think he told me this, but I just kind of looked into it afterwards. Was they sold the story to somebody.
Yep.
That person wrote a book, and then that person got the residuals from the movie. So it was the author of the book who bought the original rights was the one that kind of cashed in on the whole thing. That's how I understood it. And then obviously last week everything changes. Sounds like you don't know shit about fuck, so we will.
Well, no, but that's also, I would say, that's the money. The money rights are a thing, but there's also the sort of cottage industry with all this. So Leanne Tui has built a foundation that has raised a lot of money, and I don't know enough to know if she gets a paycheck from that or not. I just don't know that, but that has been a massive, massive multi-million-dollar business based on from the book and the movie. And so if anyone's profiting from that, then I think that would be, so it's not just it's the book, the movie, and then everything else, their whole life is that. And I was covering Mississippi State for the Jackson newspaper when Michael Orr was going to Ole Miss. And so it was this crazy, before it was a book, it was this crazy message board story that like this unbelievable football player was, they thought, taken in or adopted or who knows by this Memphis family. And everyone thought it was the craziest thing because it's like, well, obviously you did this so he could go to Ole Miss. And then it's like, well, no, it's legit. And then the movie came out. Everyone's like, no, it's legit. And now I think it's like, I don't know what to think because maybe all those message board people in like in 2004 were right. I've no, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies popping off about what's real, what's not real. I think while you're watching a movie, they even play into the fact that, oh, you just did this so he'd go to Ole Miss or whatever. And it ended up going that way and working out. He goes to the NFL, and it seems to be a great story. And then now it's all fake.
That was terrible. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock won an Oscar for what? Playing a fake person. That's what actresses do.
I mean, she did a great job. That was a great role.
Yeah, made everybody fall in love.
Right.
Yeah, so much.
Bad year for
She was almost
movies.
too good. She was almost too good at that.
She was.
thing. Anyways, I appreciate the fact that you have a little bit more information. Hopefully it all figures itself out, and we hope bygones will be bygones and they all make money off it.
Yeah.
You know? That's what we hope.
Yeah.
Who knows if it's going to happen? Probably not.
Yeah.
Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, probably not. Rap Sheet, just curious. I saw a report or a rumor this weekend that there's a chance that Bosa's holdout could actually extend into the regular season and he might miss a couple games. Are things souring there? Is there any validity to that, or is that mostly speculative bullshit?
I would never say that. So the Bosas are the most concrete, black and white, business-minded people, family, maybe in all of football, right? So, like, they're going to get their value that they believe they deserve no matter what. So while, like, look, I would be surprised at this point if that ended up happening. A lot of times the team and the player can come together on a deal and, figure out something before the season. If literally anyone would be willing to do it, it would be, well, I'd say Nick Bosa in this case, or Joey Bosa. I mean, Bosa did it his rookie year, his last contract. Like, obviously showed up to training camp before he got his extension, but the deal was done by that point. And, like, if I would never say with a Bosa that it's impossible because these guys take their value extremely, extremely seriously. Now, this case, what this seems to be about is he going to be the highest paid non-quarterback, or is he going to come in under Aaron Donald? Like, that's the question. Aaron Donald at 31.5 or 31.4, I think. I think that's right.
Good for Aaron
And
Donald.
so, like,
Hell yeah.
is Bosa going to come in under that or above that? That's really the question. Either way, he's going to be very rich, but his value he takes extremely seriously.
Yeah, and he's only getting better, it feels like, especially with the new diet that he started last year where he looks better, is more explosive somehow than he's ever been. He understands his value. His whole family does. If you do recall, we looked up what the Pisons' history is with their family tree. Al Capone's bodyguard in Chicago is their grandfather. So I think they've understood worth for a long time, and I appreciate that. That is just how it is.
Seriously?
Eden didn't know that.
Did I not know that?
You don't know
Clearly.
shit.
Oh, my God.
Shit about anything.
No one has mentioned this. They've been in the league for like 8 years. No one has said something to me about it.
We have said this hundreds of times.
At least.
Oh,
Zito, what was his name? What did he go by?
I
He
reckon
went by
that
Big
was
Tuna and Joey Batters.
Big Tuna and Joey Batters.
Sorry, great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather. Sorry, Al Capone, a little
Well,
bit longer
yeah.
ago. Didn't know how long these Italians live. They live forever.
Yeah, yes, they do.
Yeah,
Pasta.
You know what I mean? They'll be, what's that?
Pasta helps.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah, I saw it. It was a tweet. It was a report.
His great-grandfather, Tony Accardo, was a Chicago mob boss for more than 40 years.
Thank you, Tony.
Tony Accardo?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, the Bosas don't fuck around, and they're so good at football.
So good.
So good. So good.
Unbelievable.
They have been, too, right? Just since forever.
Yeah, and they know they're good, too.
And I like that they set the standard, like, yeah, you're going to pay us.
Yes. Sweet.
What are you going to do? Not show up. We actually won't, too. This ain't all this public conjecture.
We don't care.
You think Big Tuna fucking did what he did for us to bow down to you guys? I don't think so. So you're going to pay me $32 million a year. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Or I'm not going to be there. And the Niners are going to have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
He's defensive player of the fucking year
You
right
can give us 10% of the team, too.
Yeah, we're not even talking about that really at all. We're let alone the great-grandfather, Al Capone bodyguard, them being like very cutthroat business people. Just like, hey, this is how this goes. He's the defense player of the year. They're a very good fucking team. Brock Purdy's back. He looked phenomenal. I assume all vibes out of Niners camp right now are very high, except for maybe our best football player that we have is just not here, and it's not really being chatted about much, I guess.
It is. You're right. Now, first of all, the vibes are really good. Like the fact that Purdy went out there and I think looked like himself. I mean, really just looked regular, which I don't know what we were expecting, but like I was really curious. Looked totally fine. Like that's really good. You know, the holdouts are weird. Like Chris Jones obviously holding out too.
Oh, there's another one, I guess.
But you sort of just like, you know, it's like how many days in a row? There's no update. How many days in a row are you going to say the same thing? So we all kind of forget about it. And then we get to like this point or maybe the next week or so, and it's like, hey, you know that one of the best players in the NFL is not actually there. And they're racking up fines. Now, the difference is Bosa's fines, because he's on his rookie deal, is on his fifth-year option, they can be forgiven. Chris Jones's cannot.
Ooh.
So that actually is a little bit different. Like, he's going to be fined. We'll see if they work it into a new contract if he gets it. But, like, Bosa can get – those can get erased. Chris Jones cannot. But, yeah, I mean, two really awesome defensive players not with their teams right now.
Go ahead, AJ.
Ian, what about Dak Prescott in Dallas? Have things kind of calmed down a little bit from all the chatter we've been hearing about Dak throwing interceptions in practice and them talking back and forth?
Yeah, I was a little surprised that the trash talk thing has become such a thing. I mean, Dak does talk some trash, and I think Trevon Diggs talks some. And it's like Cowboys have a very active camp. They also have reporters who are very active as well and like literally right there. I mean, they cover the team as hard as anyone. So I think all that's gotten some publicity. To me, that's all good. Like camp is
right
headed.
there. What does that mean?
Look out.
Hand in the dirt.
What I mean
like
is
putting
like,
on pads like Sean Jefferson, wide receiver coach for the Panthers.
Roaming the sideline.
No, Pat, like what I mean is like there are some camps where reporters are like over there. Like when I was at Broncos camp, it was like, all right, the field is here and all the reporters are over there. And so we were all like on a hill in a tent. It was very lovely. It was shaded. They had sodas and water for us, but like we couldn't hear what was being said on the field. The Cowboys reporters are right there. Like they're literally like in the huddle. So you hear all the trash talk, and I really like it because it's fun and like some of the stuff is really clever, but you do get kind of like a really close view at what guys are saying on the field, which, you know, not for everyone and not everyone's used to hearing that. So I think it's gotten some publicity. I think Dak is going to be fine. I do think the interception thing was a storyline and I think has been a focus in camp. I think he's going to be fine, but like that drumbeat is going to continue until he goes out and is sort of is clean. You know what I
Weren't
mean?
they killing Dak for saying that the interceptions were going to go down this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
What he's talking about? What's he supposed to say? What is Dak?
Throw twice as many.
Bro, you thought it was bad last year.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Wait till you see me now.
I've been working on left-handed ones.
Yeah.
Like, what was he, you know, everything about the Cowboys, though, I guess, is, and Jerry Jones was on some show saying, well, of course I'm going to chase a ghost every single year. I'm not going to give up hope. He says, but it feels like this year we have a legitimate shot, even though it's been 28 years since they won a championship. Every year you get bought in.
Damn.
This year with Mike McCarthy back calling the plays and Dak Prescott maybe using the run a lot more, hopefully they'll be able to do their thing because we're going to see them on national TV every fucking weekend regardless. The other team you talked about not letting you see anything, the Broncos, that interesting situation brewing over there in Denver because we're all eager to see how the Sean Payton-Russell Wilson relationship goes. Connor has a question about that whole thing.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. Obviously, the Broncos played, Russell Wilson 5 years, 260 or whatever it is, so he's going to play. But Jarrett Stidham got first-team reps in that preseason game. I believe it was against the Cardinals. Not positive, though. Is there some sort of leash on Russ? Like, is he going to get a full season, or could this be like a Derek Carr situation where halfway through, three-quarters the way through, it's just not working out and Sean Payton's going to go somewhere else?
Nobody wants that. Like, I know it was the reality for the Raiders, but nobody wanted that either. That was a sort of a unique situation. But look, I think it's really clear that this is a pivotal year for Russell Wilson. Like, if he comes out and it's like last year, then it's not good. And, do I think he's going to be pulled for Stidham? Like, I don't think that's on anyone's radar. But Russ needs to perform. And it's a hard offense to pick up. It is really complicated. It takes someone with a really, really high level of processing. But Sean Payton has been successful with basically every quarterback he's had. Like, really, like, and it's not, I don't know, some were Drew Brees, but they were not all Drew Brees, right? They weren't. So, I would say it's a pivotal year for Russ. He really needs to figure this out, needs to come out strong, needs to have a really good year. He played a lot in the preseason. Like, most teams, it seems now, don't play anyone
Except for the Super
Russell
Bowl
Wilson.
champions. Except for the Super Bowl champions.
Well, yes, except for the Super Bowl champions. But I actually don't know what the right answer is. Honest, I know we talked about this before, but like, there's various ways to do this. But Sean Payton has played everyone, and I think it'll help. But it does underscore like how much work needs to go into it for this team to be functioning.
Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, McDermott. What's Cincinnati do?
No.
They have
Well,
not?
no. Burrow's been hurt.
Oh, yeah, because he's got
but also Zach Taylor's from the Rams, who didn't play anyone until this year when they're playing everyone, which is different. But.
Everyone's young.
Anything we miss?
How
about that fine on Quan Alexander? Just absolute bullshit. Why is that happening? Guy lost $40,000 for that hit. Ian, who do we got to talk to? How's this happen? Why is there not a preseason game fine schedule where guys are making $3,200 a week?
So he can appeal, and then they can whittle it down to a certain percentage of his salary. So that actually happens a lot. I'm not saying it's the media's fault, but it doesn't get publicized a lot when guys win these appeals. Could be anyone's fault.
So that would be your fault?
Your fault.
NFL Plus's fault?
Yep, that is correct.
No, whoa. NFL Plus is a thriving, successful organization. Definitely not their fault.
I don't know. I saw some people trying to watch some games on there, and it was just like, when you're FaceTime and you can't connect, they got like that exclamation point.
Yeah.
It looked like
Oh, you
that.
mean my nightmare? No, that's not the case. No, NFL Plus has been great. Those banner ads, man.
I got a lot of screenshots. I didn't do it, but I heard a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think it was the Steelers game on there. I think it was numerous people.
Oh. I watched it, but I said, people sometimes blame apps when they have terrible fucking internet.
Oh yeah, that was the Amazon.
Did you see that the Steelers had to clarify? I saw Matt Canada's comments that Najee Harris is their starting running back. Did you see this?
No. So this is something we didn't talk about. What happened?
I mean, I guess Jalen Warren's been really impressive, and which is awesome, and I think he's a really good young running back. But like, they basically I think while we were starting today, and you guys called that up, I think Matt Canada basically said Najee's our number one, which like I would never think anybody would need to say, but it is really interesting because if you're a Steelers fan, like this is good news. Like running backs, like Najee Harris is extremely good, but running backs sometimes can get hurt. This is a really good deep team, and I do think. I know you guys always pay very close attention to the Steelers. Like, I think this is going to be a pretty good Steelers year. I really do.
Yeah, everybody's saying they're a sneaky contender out there because how Kenny Pickett's looking. Is Najee hurt right now?
No. He got a carry or two. It's just his Jalen Warren's yards per carry is much more. And the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, me being one of them, always sometimes tends to like the backup more than the starter if the starter's not performing up to their highest.
Well, Jerome Bettis, you know what I mean?
Bossy.
Najee is our one. There's no doubt about that. We're protecting him to get him to that point. We're planning on Najee being Najee when we start the regular season.
Boom.
You just watch a guy pull away from number one defense in the NFL, okay? We all saw it.
He's awesome.
Last year, there was glimpses of it, too. He's really good.
He's a ball player.
Stud.
We understand this might be a Zeke, Tony Pollard situation, but with that being said, Najee's still number one.
We love him here.
And Najee's a lot younger. Like, when it was a Zeke, Tony Pollard situation, Zeke was getting up in age. Not saying he's old, but I'm just saying Pollard clearly was the faster, better running back. Like, I think both these guys for the Steelers are going to be really good.
Wow. How is Zeke up there in New England good? Because I remember Connor's first reaction to it was, it's not Dalvin, but it is something.
Well, I didn't say this either, but everyone was like, Jesus Christ, is Zeke on the James Harden Houston diet?
Whoa.
I thought that was uncalled for.
It was.
People said that?
Yep.
Doesn't seem right.
How's your Nantucket diet? You just boozing all day?
What?
Oh.
What do you mean?
Of course.
Already,
why do we even ask?
You're already boozing.
I would say this. I was at a brewery before this. Went to Cisco Brewery, but just to have lunch.
That's your utopia, huh?
Yeah.
You walk into a brewery, you're like, oh, my. Oh, God.
I mean,
Explosion everywhere.
They have a very good. That's a terrible visual. They have a good product. I've had Whale's Tail; it's very good. But food trucks, a lot of good food trucks there. So it's a good.
Too soon.
And they had a
Too
magician
soon.
for the kids. So the kids were all hanging out with the magician for 20 minutes, 40 minutes. It was great.
Oh, Magic Man, huh? Can he bring back
Lolita?
Yep.
You got anything to say about Takate?
No.
You piece of shit.
Not even rest in peace?
Yeah, Christ.
Not even.
Who is this?
Thank you.
I feel like
Oh
I
my
like
god!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
the
This guy
NFL
sucks.
insider for NFL Plus, Ian Rapoport. All right.
Yeah.
See ya. That was so disgusting.
Wow.
Hang your head.
He might
Hang your head in shame. Hang your head in shame.
He might get canceled.
What a sack of shit.
Yeah.
Don't know who talking about that.
Schefter's stock is just going through the roof right now.
roof.
Holy shit.
Unfollow. I mean, this is people are saying it. I don't.
After this, as soon as we get done, I'm gonna look up what that is, and then I'm gonna feel
What that is? It's Lolita, you son of a bitch.
Even I
Got
know
human
that.
centipede right before that.
What?
If he's gonna be looking stuff up,
Don't look up that.
he
You
probably
need
already, he's aware of it. He
Two
knows.
girls, one cup while you're at it.
How do you, don't do that
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
I
Get 'em
think
all.
all this is
Island
gonna limit
Boys.
it.
Church of Fudge.
Carrot.
1140
Island Boys, carrot.
Glass
Oh,
ass.
boy.
Glass ass is a good one.
All these things. You might as well just meat spin that. But like,
Yep.
hey, Takate, you need to know that this can't happen again.
Yeah, that was bad.
This type of thing here.
Is that why? Ursa, what is happening?
Is this guy
Are you
serious?
Come, wait.
He doesn't know.
Where have you been?
Have another beer, Rap Sheet.
What?
Cisco Bird.
What?
I'm reading about Takate.
What?
Jim Irsay said,
What?
heartbroken.
What?
He's going to fly this whale from Miami to Washington.
What?
Rap, you're an embarrassment. You need to know that. It's
I've been embarrassment for a lot of reasons. This is not the biggest reason.
You have no idea.
I don't know.
All right.
I told you I'm going to figure it out, and then I'm going to.
It's already been figured out. She's dead. Thanks, Rap.
Yeah.
You just ruined the ending.
Oh,
It's not a movie.
The
this is
ending's
a
the beginning.
real life story that never
It was
really got
suicide,
started. It was not.
It was not
Yeah.
suicide.
Not suicide.
Lolita was.
He's
so
a Buddhist.
Hold on.
Poisoning.
Are there
Buddhists kill
conspiracy
themselves.
theories?
No, there's no
No.
conspiracies. They're just
light
it's
themselves on
cloudy.
fire all the
Cause
time.
of death.
Yeah.
It's been cloudy.
It's cloudy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
Why are you laughing? Now you're making me laugh.
Yeah.
No,
Stop
why you-
laughing, Pat.
Don't laugh.
Whale was dead.
Pat's not,
Not
laughing.
laughing.
Pat's not laughing. He's crying.
dead whale here,
It looks
guys.
like a laugh.
I laugh at a funeral. Can't understand what I mean. All right, sorry. Okay. Anyways, Rap, this is not a good way to go into the season for you.
No, it is not.
Bad.
You cannot be so checked out of everything happening in the NFL that you don't know about, literally and figuratively, the largest story happening
Yeah.
around the NFL, which is a killer whale that Jim Irsay fell in love with, who's a Buddhist, who he wanted to free one time.
Yep.
So maybe that whale could go meet her mom again that she hadn't seen in 50 years because she's been in captivity in Miami. He was going to pay $25 million to turn a 740. What are you laughing
funny.
about? What are you laughing about?
Couldn't pay Jonathan Taylor because of it.
Yes.
That's not what.
Oh my gosh.
Statue's already up.
This is the first outline for it.
This is disgusting. Let's get out of here. Thanks, Rap. Thanks for everything, dude. Takate
thanks,
and her
guys.
family. Takate and her family.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. That was heartfelt. No, that was heartfelt.
She didn't have any family.
Yeah, I was just
You
going to
talk
say.
about the family was waiting in the Puget Sound for her return.
No.
They ripped her away from her mother 65 years ago.
Yeah, shot that whale in the head, too.
Two. What is that?
They didn't shoot
excuse
Takate
me,
in
I
the
forgot.
head.
Yeah, we're still going with this.
All right,
charade.
thank you,
They would have used the
Rapoport.
harpoon.
Thank you,
Okay.
Rapoport. Jesus.
Okay.
This is disgusting.
It is.
It's what
I'm
happens.
so sick of this. You're part of the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Ian Rapoport. Jeez.
That's what happens.
What happened there? He didn't know about Takate?
That's wild.
That's sleeping on the job.
The
Jesus
only
Christ.
owner who tweets. How does he not know about Lolita?
Woody Johnson tweets.
I thought he talks.
Oh, yeah.
He Instagrams.
Wait, speaking of,
Oh, come on.
Don't fuck pretty good.
what teams winning the Super Bowl or national championship now because they had CM in their building?
Oh, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carl Magic.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Carl Magic made his way into the Buckeyes football team meeting room.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. I'm unaware of any of what's happening with all this.
He crushed.
Carl Magic is a dog, dude. Carl Magic performed at a couple of our shows.
Yeah.
Like back in the day. We've known Carl Magic a long time.
He's not the great
Is he
American
an
escape
indie guy?
hero, but he's good.
Huh?
Is he an indie guy or something?
No, he's from actually Myrtle Beach.
Oh, I've been to Myrtle Beach.
You've seen Carl Magic then.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's seen you if you've been there. This guy's a talent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
This guy's a real talent.
Tricks were really
Would you
good.
take the American escape hero over Carl Magic? or-
No, I'm taking Carl Magic 10 days out of 10.
Over Michael Griffin?
Definitely
Whoa,
over Michael
that's
Malone.
a lot.
Are you
I'm
sure?
30. You know how I know this? The great American escape hero that you guys speak of?
Mike Griffin?
He's from Ohio. You know who they called in to Ohio
Yeah, you're
to
right.
talk to the Buckeyes? Fucking Carl Magic.
That's because they
Yeah,
couldn't
Magic.
find Michael Griffin.
because he escaped reality.
Yeah. So, ipso facto.
What if the Great American Escape Hero just went to the 6th dimension and never came back?
I could see that happening.
if he wanted to.
Does he call himself Carl Magic or Carl Michael?
Magic.
Carl Magic.
Carl Magic.
I mean, you guys the one that call him Carl Magic, I assume?
No. Call him by his right name, like we do everyone.
Carl
Michael's Magic Tricks.
Carl. He's a dog, dude. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
CM Magic.
Carl Michael Magic.
I'll have to check him out. I like Magic.
You won't be able to see him.
Now you see me.
Boom.
Now you don't. Carl Magic.
See you later.
He loves vodka, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
had
didn't
to have
know.
some vodka for him.
He's a booze hound.
We had a good time. That night, everybody was boozing. This was the evening where
It was awesome.
Joey Jaws Chestnut drank 13 beers.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then chugged an entire
Bottle.
teamless bottle.
He got
stage,
a Carl
yeah.
Magic's vodka stand.
Carl Magic got after it a little bit, did a magic trick in the middle of the entire theater. I think he was standing on seats at one point.
Sweet.
It was a great night. It was a great night.
A lot of fun.
We should do that again. But also, I don't think I could survive another one of those evenings.
Oh.
No.
I think we're booking a live show soon.
Ooh.
An announcement. It's a big one. It's too big of a venue.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But they say you could just like Jacksonville Jaguars used to have to.
Yeah.
Yep. Tarp off a couple.
Cut it.
Bingo. For Talkative!
Oh. So what do they do with the body for real?
Throw it in a dumpster.
Oh, man, there's got a lot you can use on the
They
body.
don't do much for it. Good shot.
Goes into the Jim Irsay collection.
Well, I know.
Big dumpster, man.
No, I thought that's what they do.
You gotta
Melt
fillet
it down into a brick.
How big is that whale?
Pretty big.
7,000 pounds.
How many feet long do they say?
That's how big they get.
100 feet long?
And she's at max capacity.
Really? 100 feet? 100 feet long?
That's a blue whale. That's the biggest whale out there.
Ooh.
Oh, nice shot.
Where's Beal?
This one's for Talkative.
Beal.
Oh!
Gee, that's a tough shot.
Come on.
Talkative might be alive.
Thank
Might
you,
be coming-
Pat.
She might be coming out.
The spirit of Talkative is here. Gumpy is back.
Yes.
In actual human form.
Yep.
It's a great day. Tomorrow's going to be even better. 27 feet is the approximate length of an adult male killer whale, and 7,000 pounds is certainly not that. It's actually 13,000 pounds. So
Wow.
Talkative lived a full life. Talkative's dead, though. So
Yeah.
Was Talkative only like 3 feet long because he lived in such a small little tank? She?
No.
she was a Buddhist, and he was a big tank.
Yeah.
But
Was
she
it?
deserved to see the open water.
Why is she banging her head off the sides for the last 12 years?
That
That
was
was
her
her
brother.
boyfriend. Brother?
Oh,
He was brother. It
Husband?
might have been. It could have been husband, actually.
And he was banging his head because they were snipping off parts of his fins and selling them on the black
Oh,
market.
gosh, that sounds terrible.
They don't do that.
Yeah, Bill
Yes,
told
they
us.
do.
Bill said he was
That's
going to buy
sharks.
Talkative, but it was too much.
All right. Let's get out of here before you guys ruin us even more. Talkative doesn't deserve this on this particular Monday. Gumpy's back. This is a good, positive day.
Baby
Hell
doll.
yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Amen.
it is.
Gumpy, how's the internet reacting to today's program? You know, everything that has been happening out there. How's the reaction on the internet?
Great day on the internet, my friend. Great day all around, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
except
yeah.
for the disrespect to Talkative.
I mean, that is
taken-
disgusting.
yeah,
Not
agreed.
disrespectful, just, pointing out another side of the coin.
Rap Sheet was the worst.
Yeah, by far.
I mean, not even knowing who the fuck Lolita was.
Well, he doesn't even look at it. He doesn't work anymore.
Good
So
point.
He's all boozed up.
That's a good call.
how could he?
So he doesn't just. So football season, he's just on. That's how. And then every other time, it's just we don't work. We go to Legos camps.
Golf.
Yep.
We golf.
Pez Museum.
We walk 36 holes in a day somehow as a parent and a person with a full-time job.
Vegas, Croatia.
He goes September,
How's that happen?
September to draft, and then
And then he's kind of done.
Exactly it.
He deserves it, though. We appreciate him. I don't think he broke any news to us, but he did say some things that are of importance. Jonathan Taylor thing, nowhere near.
Nope.
No.
Josh Jacobs, what day is it? Yeah, this feels right. Bosa? Yeah.
We'll see.
Al Capone, really? I didn't know that.
we taught him more
Is that real?
today than he taught us.
That's all we do. That's what the offseason is with Rapoport. But I appreciate the fact that he seems to appreciate all the information. And he'll go down and hunt some stuff down. He's going to learn about Talkative and Lolita, and he'll have some piece of information that none of us have had.
Oh, yeah.
He'll go look into the Jonathan Taylor situation saying, hey, he's on the bus over to Philadelphia. That's good news, right? And then he's going to snoop around. Josh Jacobs as well. He'll come back with some information later in the week.
You better.
Or he's just boozing on Nantucket for the next 4 days.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. Yeah.
How about what you said about Takate? You led.
Yeah, he did.
Why? Because I said it was kind of bitch made for not making it to the boat because that's what it should have done. About to be free after 50 plus years of captivity, and it says no, it's too late for me.
All right, let's get out of here, huh?
Takate is very considerate. Takate knew the dollars it would cost, and then also,
oh my God,
if Takate made the flight, think about it. You got to go live in a curtained off area of the ocean for a while. Like, how much does that cost?
So you think Takate felt real guilt?
Yes.
About what was being spent and set up.
And the fact that Jonathan Taylor, Takate probably heard the rumors that Jonathan Taylor might not be able to re-sign with the squad. So he's like, I'm going to take myself out, help the team.
I think
I don't even think it's TikTokate, like big in social media.
Yeah.
That's a coward.
Takate took her own life because she knows there's a younger, more vibrant whale out there that needs rescued and said, take that one. Okay?
Is Jim Hine another?
I hope so. He should.
There's no way.
He already had the money set aside.
Brother, we already had the plane, aquarium.
He could save the dolphins. Couldn't he go save dolphins from places? Aren't
Yeah.
they stopped doing that stuff a lot of places, I think.
And the dolphins you can actually like talk to, right? And they'll just talk right back to you.
You can train them.
Do you have a dorsal fin? Yeah, you're like actually talking to these things.
Oh, yeah.
Shut down.
Hey, we're getting the fuck out of here, okay? Don't hump me.
All right, sounds good.
Perfect.
Those dolphins are genius.
Very
smart.
Yes, very horny.
That's why we use them. They are
Hey,
horny.
Jay.
Fuck, keep it in your pants.
They
pal.
love slapping
Christ.
cheeks.
Listen, we understand they're looking for dorks out there, but we don't need you guys just rubbing that in everybody's face.
Can you imagine if they found a dork out in the open? That thing would tear them apart.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd kill him.
How many people did Lolita attack with her dork?
She's a she.
Oh yeah,
Fuck, this is
You son of a bitch.
You're on
AJ.
fire.
Hot today.
Holy
these hoops are getting bigger.
Because of Takate.
I like what's going. This is Takate Spirit and
Gumpy's back.
Gumpy's back.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Another big one. Tomorrow's going to be a big one.
Huge.
We got some big time guests joining us at some point this week. I think Tebow.
Ooh.
Timmy?
I think there's a
Timmy?
chance Tebow
Okay.
joins us this week.
Even after everyone claimed that he blew up that bathroom, does Timmy know about that?
Well, there's even more news coming out. You know, the teammates used to run around just show them naked pictures, like, hey, look at these boobs.
Really?
Yeah. At Florida.
I didn't see
Oh, was that in the new
Yeah,
doc? Has that came out yet?
Hold on.
I guess that's in episode 4
Comes out tomorrow.
of the Untold that will be released. I watched the Balco one, Vince Conti. I watched the Jake Paul one. Won't watch the Manziel one
Okay.
because I'm a fan,
Yep.
Yep.
and I'm just going to move about.
Yeah. We're on to Florida.
We're on to the Gators.
Bingo.
We're on to Urban Meyer, who I got a chance to get a sneak peek at episode 1 of this thing. The way they describe Urban Meyer, this guy is just football. This guy is a football.
Yep.
That's what this guy is. That's what they pretty much say. Actually gained respect.
Oh, you did? Okay. You saw the first episode?
Yeah. Wait till you see what he did first year off-season workouts. Boy, he would be in jail if he did it now. Absolutely.
Okay.
Like the classic, I need to find out who wants to be here and who doesn't, which we all know what that means. Okay. Who is willing to just suffer through the suck and who is not? Because the people that are kind of on the fringe are going to quit.
Yep.
And the people that are all in, they'll keep going. Now, the workout that we have to have people do to really find this out has to be terrible.
Yeah.
So what are we going to have them do? Wrestle to death, pretty much.
Right.
And they did that. Back in the day, I think that was a lot more common, obviously, than it is now. But like Urban Meyer, he is football, is pretty much how he is described. And as I'm watching him talk, I'm like, oh, this guy had no brains about anything other than football.
It was awesome.
You know what I mean? Just like.
Is he interviewed in real time throughout it, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Sweet. All of them? Like a lot of the guys?
Yep. Tebow's in there.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be so good.
It is.
It's going to be very
It is very good. The first episode I watched, very, very good. It's 4-parter. Manziel, 1 part. Jake Paul, 1 part. Balco, 1 part. I think Thrasher's 1 part.
Yeah, this has been the only multi-parter, I think.
Yeah, 4-parter. It's
Teo.
good. It's good.
Teo, they did that 2-parter.
Oh, yeah,
because
you're
the
right.
first part and the second part were a little different.
Was that Untold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Pretty good series.
Really good.
Pretty good series.
Yeah, they hit a lot. The Marty Fish one was awesome, too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I can't believe somebody yelled in his back.
So fucked up.
On the 18th tee box, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you
Who
know,
was that?
Those people I thought are having a good time.
That's right.
Can't wait to see them again down the road sometime.
Yeah.
What?
I do believe a decision has been made about that golf tournament in my household by me. I don't know if you're going to see me out in Tahoe for the next 10, 15 years.
Down the road.
I don't deserve
About 11 months out?
Yep.
10 months out?
Yep. I don't deserve it. I stink at golf. It's a long time way out there. Way out there. The camaraderie is beautiful.
Love that part of it.
That'll be irreplaceable. But also, when I'm out there, I feel guilty because there's somebody out there that's actually worth a fuck at golf, like Brandon Bean. It's like, I can't wait to, hopefully one day I'll get invited out there. All these other people, I'm like,
Poyer.
I do not. Poyer loves golf.
It's not about golf. It's not about golf out there. You know that.
It is. It is literally
part of it. It's definitely part of it. But I'm saying everyone's not getting invited for their golf game.
Yeah, but I gotta either get better at golf, in better shape, or get the fuck off that mountain. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at right now. But maybe I find a swing.
We got some time. Yeah, we got some time.
Yeah, especially with what's cooking in the back.
2 par 3 holes in the back of the Thunderdome put in, because I thought the simulator was just going to get me right. Turns out that was not the case.
Outdoors, you mean? Outdoors, you got some greens out there?
Oh, yeah, buddy. Shout out to Celebrity Greens. Shout out to a man named Russ Greens. That's his actual last name. I don't know how he fell into the greens business, but boy, they crushed it out here. He had his trailer out front, right in front of the Thunderdome for a nice 72, 48 hours. Thought maybe this was his building. He did a great job out the back. We appreciate the hell out of him.
Hell yeah.
Ty's neighbor.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Those things, so those like synthetic greens they put in?
Yeah.
Those are amazing. They can build some crazy stuff.
I guess they put sand underneath it so it reacts like an actual green. We can hold from 250 in.
That's pretty good.
250 in as well.
And we got a bunch of sand out there in case we need to retreat those greens, maybe slow them down, speed them up.
Oh, my God. Making putts out there?
Oh, yeah.
Good luck.
Game changer.
It's awesome.
Happy Gumpy's here.
Let's go.
Me too.
Gumpy, if it wasn't for you, none of this happens.
No chance.
You know what I mean?
Nope.
446 days deported. That's awesome.
Over and done with.
Spaceships don't come equipped with rear view mirrors.
Bingo.
They dip.
That's right.
We ain't going back.
Never.
Never.
Well, except for, Toronto's a pretty cool place. We'll probably want to travel up there at least.
I don't know.
Montreal. if you're going.
What about like
Yeah.
Christmas and Little
Saskatoon.
Santa?
No, he shouldn't cross that border because he doesn't know if he's getting back.
Apparently, Whistler is also.
Is that real?
Whistler.
Does he have to worry? Does Gump have to worry if he goes back
As
for
long
real?
as I got those 2 pieces of paper, I'm free to go and do whatever I like.
Yeah, he's like real human, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And if the threat comes up.
Real American human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, are you in the process of trying to become a citizen? Is that how it works?
I think I can get a green card after this visa.
Whoa.
10,000 hours felt like 10,000 days.
That's right.
For our guy Gumpy, as he was deported out of the U.S. of A. 10,704? Is that what that said?
Yes, it was.
That's how many hours? 642,240 minutes kicked out of our country. 3.85 million bazillion trillion seconds breathing Canadian air. Not allowed to inhale any America. That man sat in Victoria, Canada, in 32 different homes for 10,704 hours. He's finally back.
Baby Gump.
Hell yeah, boys.
Goop.
Good to be home. Good to be home, my friends.
That 10,000 hours thing's Macklemore, I think. 10,000 hours, felt like 10,000 more.
864 minutes.
Till NFL.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good bar. The AI one didn't go as much as I thought it would.
Really?
No. It did not.
What's that all about? People are over AI?
Darts on the board. Yeah, the superconductors has really taken over.
When's that happening?
That is currently happening.
What's going on? We're recharging my Hummer quickly?
Yeah, they're just trying to implement it into all the stuff that they can actually get out there for.
How about Russia couldn't make it to the moon? Loser!
Oh! We did that 1969!
You got you got a war to worry about?
The microwave was debuted in 1967. Okay, internet much later. 1969, we made it all the way to the fucking moon. No questions asked.
None.
Here in 2023, Putin couldn't get an unmanned object to land on the moon without crashing right into it.
Dipshit.
Ty, this type of stuff's really got to get you jacked up on a weekend.
It does. We always know it. I mean, it's about the man inside the box, or the men inside the box. And these Russian astronauts, if you want to call them that, didn't have what it fucking... Cosmonauts, sure. They weren't Buzz. They weren't Neil. They weren't Michael. Okay, if you could grab any of those 3 guys, we could dig up Neil Armstrong's corpse and put him inside one of Elon Musk's missiles right now, and I guarantee he'd fucking go spend the next 3 months on the moon.
Really? Parking it. Dead body.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow, that's crazy.
Still just got enough, intrinsic juice in him. He knows exactly. He can close his eyes. He can fucking tell you exactly how to get back to the moon.
The only one, right?
Yeah.
The only couple.
No, and then you obviously need Buzz to land the lunar module and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you're talking.
What about the technology, though? 1969, we were able to make.
They just don't make them like they used to. That's the problem.
What's no? What with the technology? What you make them? People. What is it?
Well, just spaceships, rocket ships, the components, the parts, and again, it's less about the actual.
The slingshot
method, the telemetry. It's less about that kind of stuff than it is about the man commanding the mission. And I think that's what we learned this weekend. Boom. Astronaut, explorer, rocket scientist, American hero. Couldn't say it better myself.
Buzz Aldrin.
I believe that's Neil Armstrong.
Oh, it's just
no, it is. That is. Well, put fucking Neil up there because Buzz gets all the fanfare. But that was Neil's mission.
How did we do it? I guess never really know.
No.
Have we been back since?
No, we went there once and said, fuck it, we got everything we needed to do. You guys were hitting golf balls up there. Well, we fucking, paying all this taxpayer dollars for these guys go up there and act like it's a fucking weekend at Bernie's away from their wives playing golf.
What do the Red Hot Chili Peppers say? Hollywood, like a lot of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but those guys were all hopped up on heroin and shit like that when they wrote that, so I don't know if I buy...
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, it's a great song. Don't get me wrong.
They're not the only people that say that, though. A lot of people.
No, a lot of people said, yeah, fucking Kubrick directed this on a studio lot in Century City.
That's what people said?
Yeah, a lot of people say that's horseshit. Okay, Kubrick never shot anything over here. He's always in London. You think we're gonna fucking send our guys over to England to fucking act like we went to the moon? I don't think so. Not a chance. Look at that.
Not even a question.
No, none.
That's fake, Ty. Whoa. You know it's fake.
Yeah. This one is obviously doctored. That's not the real picture. I mean, that's
for a golf podcast.
Exactly.
It's
a joke.
Yeah. Somebody got a hold of that.
There's a show. Solely Solomon and the No Laying Up podcast using that.
Frankie and Foreplay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're saying like golf is universal.
Right. Fucking DB and the junkies.
Yes.
Bingo.
All those guys.
Definitely made it to the moon in 1969, though.
Without question, without a doubt. If you don't believe me, go watch First Man.
You're right.
Yep.
Can't argue it.
Yep.
AJ, what do you think?
Have we really not sent any other humans to step on the moon?
Why
in those
nobody?
three?
There was nothing up there.
There's two.
No, nobody.
Really?
Anybody's made it.
I mean, it is intriguing. The more you question it, it is. There's a lot of different crazy things out there.
The more who questions? You're questioning it?
You, the way you are questioning.
No, I'm just letting Ty do his thing.
No,
This
I
is
think
Ty's
we went.
thing.
I'm with Ty. I think we were there. I think we went.
Yeah, and if you want to act like we didn't go to the moon, you fucking remember what's in Buzz's right hand.
Yep.
Lightning.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did punch this guy right in the suckle.
He did. Socked him real good.
Hard.
I'm just asking the questions as a host of a program because I know one of my guys here is literally maybe the most impassioned fan of us definitely going to the moon in 1969 before, really anything else was operable that we currently use on Earth right now.
Well, that's what's so crazy. I mean, we basically fucking went to the moon inside of a tin can with a couple, wires attached to, a couple buttons that, who knows what those things were doing. But we did it because the men inside there, they had the will. They said, hey, are we just going to fucking turn around right now? No, we're going to the moon. Buzz, the lunar module, that thing damn near didn't even work. He said, you know what, fuck it, I'll just freehand this thing. We'll get down here. Don't worry about it.
Really?
And
like Maverick? Like whenever they had to aim the thing?
Exactly. And what does Maverick always say? It's about the man inside the box.
So you're telling me that the technology for the lunar thing didn't work?
Yeah, no, well, it worked, but there was some sort of hiccup, so
it couldn't even operate the one thing that is.
Buzz just eyeballed it. He just eyeballed it all the way down.
Did.
But the rocket was able to work all the way to the moon. But the thing that was inside of it was not able to operate.
It's called telemetry, AJ.
Went in sleep mode.
Astronauts explain why nobody has visited the moon in 50 years, and the reasons are depressing. The last time a person visited the moon was in 1972. Okay, so it has been back.
Okay,
During
there we
NASA's
go.
Apollo 17. Astronauts say the reasons humans haven't returned are budgetary and political, not scientific or technical.
Thank you. End of discussion.
I agree.
There we go.
I believe it.
Oh, and there's theories too. I might have found something on the moon.
Yeah, I got scared and told not to come back.
Bingo.
Dark side.
And if there was someone going back up, let's say who was a commie country, who says they don't shoot them down before they even get there?
Oh, you're saying maybe that's the aliens going. You crashed it. No, actually,
No.
you got shot.
Yeah, we're making you crash. Dead. Sorry.
This is our moon.
2 more commies.
So they had a manned craft go down?
No.
Unmanned.
Oh, okay. Unmanned.
Yeah, just a tin can sent up.
That happens all the time, I feel like.
Not in the moon. No. Not in the moon. Nope. Let's get out of here. That was a good way to end this whole thing. We definitely went to the moon in 1969.
We did.
Yep.
All in favor of that belief, say aye.
Aye.
Foxy.
Foxy's the only one.
I don't know. You asked a lot of good questions there.
Foxy's a fool. He's a fool.
That was a lot of good questions.
All right, and he might as well be a goddamn Chi-Com if he won't stand up and say, yeah, our boys did go to the moon.
Yeah.
We won the fucking space race, Foxy. Sorry, okay? You know, you pledge your allegiance to the CCP or
No.
the fucking Russians
No.
if you got such an issue with this.
That's
You
my
son
guy
of a
right there.
Do it
bitch.
now, Foxy.
That is my
Doesn't
guy
sound
right
like
there.
it.
What does Gallagher say? That's what I need to know.
Oh,
when I
you
know
know
what
what he
Gallagher says about if we've been to the moon or not.
He's a space guy.
then
What do
I-
you fucking think? Yeah, we
Then-
went to the moon.
He's a war hero.
I'm happy we got to this point of the
Yeah.
show. This is really good. Excited for this on ESPN.
Yeah, me too.
That'll be fun.
People are going to be so mad. Think about the other astronaut community. You guys only got 400 things wrong. We're like, well, we have a corrections guy.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's on him.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Direct him to Bruce.
It's actually not telemetry. It's actually. Oh, that would be
This
amazing.
thing's going to work.
All right, let's get out of here. We've ruined enough lives today. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. The bucket's getting big. We're doing very large giveaways. Like for the first week and a half, we're on ESPN starting September 7th. Remember that has been announced, which is
17 days away.
which is also the same day as
NFL football coming back.
We cannot wait. We are thankful and excited. And I appreciate all the terrible things people are saying about me on the internet yet again as we announce the date that we're going live on ESPN. I think, you should have a little bit of faith that the program is going to remain the program, but I do appreciate your passion for this particular program being one that you enjoy and love, because we are a group of idiots that have chit-chatted about sports in a way that is literally to make us laugh. And we're thankful that you have joined us. There's a lot of people that have told me they won't watch our show anymore because us saying fuck was why they watched. I want to let you know, I do appreciate your fanhood. I don't think you're really a fan of the show, more so of a word. But other than that, there's really going to be zero change to the program. And I guess nobody really has any faith in that being the case because how different things have obviously been throughout the history. But I don't think in the history of this type of shit has the actual person that's on the microphone been the one doing the negotiating. So, like, obviously there's been other deals that have happened between, shows that operate in the fashion that we do or businesses that operate in the fashion we do with large corporations. I believe it involves a lot of suits and agents and negotiations behind the scenes, things being agreed to that the talent or somebody that has to be on a microphone has to learn about later and kind of know. This is a little bit different situation, I think. I hope you give us a little bit of faith, and we cannot fucking wait to start. It is going to be electrifying. Thursday live. Thursday night, NFL football.
Yep.
Friday live, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Here we go.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Friday night, Jim Irsay, obviously Chris Angel, and potentially
maybe
Talkative.
yeah.
Saturday morning game day somewhere. Saturday night, Alabama, Texas primetime. We're going to be live on the field. Then Monday, obviously, Overreaction Monday to the first lineup of Sunday games. And then Jets and Bills on Monday Night Football. 17 days away.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Let's go. You know what I mean? We are in a great
It's here.
spot.
It is here.
Can't
it's
wait.
time.
But still,
A little bit.
These 2 weeks are going to fly.
Be here before you know it.
Yeah. Bingo.
yeah, definitely. And that's our thoughts while we're watching all these preseason games, too. Like, this is good football. This is fun.
Yes.
We're watching football.
Yes.
I went over to America's Got Talent last night whenever there was a game on.
Nice.
Couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
There's a drummer from Atlanta. Was unbelievable.
I might as well watch that.
Got a golden buzzer.
Oh, nice.
Right, straight to the top.
Had to do that.
That's
That's pretty
awesome.
good. Yeah, good for them.
Is he playing like just normal drums?
Bongo.
Oh,
cool.
With a whole. It was really good.
Nice.
That was really good. Love that show, but we won't be doing that 17 days. We're watching games.
Amen.
Because we know the people, and there's real things on the line.
That's right.
Hell yeah. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Big show. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. Goodbye.